Should got another ripple.
No, absolutely not. That'd be horrible. Who is doing it today? No, you're doing it today.
I'm doing it?
You're doing it today.
Okay.
Because, dude, I don't know anymore.
Dude, I just lose track so easy.
I do too. Go ahead, that's you. Go ahead.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Uneducation Station
He's already
podcast.
natural.
Right?
He's already good at it. Come on.
My name is Zach. Of course, I'm here with my buddy Arthur. And I'm sure you saw because I changed the camera too soon. We have a guest, a resident homeless man, Jackson.
Hey.
Also known as ColeBjack, also known as Cheese Boy.
Cheese boy. Let's
Cheese
go.
Welcome back. Third time. Welcome.
3. It's been
3.
a minute.
Every single time you come, pause. Here to the studio. Yeah.
Okay.
Every time it's something changes and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, we just got to keep going.
I told you not to hold the thing down, Zach.
I didn't hold the thing
Then
down.
why'd you fade it so fast?
I didn't mean to.
Why'd you fade? Come on, it's okay. It's the first time.
Now it's slowly going back up.
Oh, okay.
Now it's awkward.
Where's this music coming from?
I'm new to this technology.
I know. I gave you like a 5-minute tutorial and I said, okay, Zach, you go. Producer, by the way.
Yeah, I'm to blame.
No,
blame
it's okay.
me.
I'm yolk. I make yolk, yes. Also, if it makes it easier on your brain, the big 0 button is also the J cam.
Oh.
If it makes it easier, and then you can move over. Nobody cares. Welcome back to this. We're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
We were supposed to have 4 people, but wow.
The nameless person had some problems getting here between the wife and the new kid.
It's okay. You know.
Couldn't be me. That's crazy. I'm just kidding. It's whatever.
Yeah, but you also live here.
I do also live here. But
Yeah, that'd be awkward if we were recording here and you weren't here.
to be fair, though, in the early days, Zach would
fair.
get here before I wake up. So, you know. But that was when we recorded at like 10.
Bro.
That's tough. Come on.
Okay, hang on.
I'll be on. I get up at 6 every morning. Like,
Okay. I didn't ask.
Waking up at 10, that sounds like a dream to
I
me.
didn't ask, bro.
I don't think we recorded that early as far as I remember. I feel like we
I think it was
recorded-
11.
Yeah,
Yeah, 11. Or
And-
10:30 every now and then, though.
that's true.
And I would say 10:30, and then he'd be like, I'm here. And I'm like, in my bed, like, oh.
Did you bring energy?
Energy, please, Zach. Give me energy.
I think when we did 2 shoots in a day, that was so brutal.
That
dude.
was pretty tough. Yeah. But we were cool with it, though. It was fun. But they were only like hour-long shoots, though, every time.
Yeah.
Now we're like hour and a half-ish to 2 hour, or like hour to 2 hour, hour and a half-ish. So it's like a little longer.
Jackson's like, we're gonna be here for 4 hours.
I feel like every time I'm here, we end up recording for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Well, we have to cut it off at like, what is it, 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Otherwise, the file is too big.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We found this out the hard way, which I don't think it wasn't, ironically, it wasn't the keyboard episode because I was able to cut that down, which was like a 3-hour shoot, but I cut it down to like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
Or an
No,
hour and
it was
40,
like
hour
2
50.
It was over 2 hours.
Was it over 2?
Yeah.
No, because we had a thing where we weren't breaking 2 hours and Jamie really wanted to break 2 hours. No, he wanted to break 3 hours. Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wanted to break 3 hours, and he got to like an 2 hours 50 or something like that.
Mhm.
And then the keyboard episode went well over 3 hours, and then you cut it down to a little over 2.5.
Yeah. Do you want? Yeah, I think I miss Jamie. I want to have him back. Did you ever watch the Jamie episode? It's okay. You can say you
I
don't watch
watched the first like 10 minutes of it.
the show. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
cool guy. He's very random, but he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Love him have him back on. But we have Jay back on, so it's all good. What's good, Jackson?
Was good.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? Anything new? With life? Because it's been a long time.
It's been a minute. I started working a new job
That you have.
about 5 months ago now.
Yeah.
So I've been working 2 jobs for the last 5 months.
Yeah. So is it it's still Music World then?
So I was working Music World
Mhm.
part-time, and then I've just started my new job is a full-time job in which I was working 38 hours a week, and then working about 12 hours at Music World a week.
Mm-hmm.
And as of this last Tuesday was my last day at Music World.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The end of an era. Don't worry.
Mhm.
And he celebrated by buying a bass.
Yeah, I bought a bass.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's hella cool. Have you ever had a bass?
No.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted it.
I was like, I didn't remember seeing a bass when I was
like I got some recording to do here for a few friends in a little bit, and it's like I don't have I have a bass, but it's a piece of crap that my dad has from however long he got it.
Right. Hey, vintage.
Yeah, vintage. Yeah, sure.
Vintage.
The vintage toy.
No, I got a 5-string Charvel bass.
5.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I got an extra low string, and oh, dude, it sounds so good.
That's so cool. So what is that? What is that tuned to?
So it's normal tuning. It's EADG, but then it has an extra string on the lower end. So the string closer to you.
Right. So
it's a B.
D? Oh, B.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I got the 5-string bass, and then I also have a 7-string guitar. So those two match together, and then I have a baritone guitar as well. So those ones also match because that's tuned down that way.
Isn't it tuned to like C standard or something like that?
It's B standard, but it doesn't have the 7th string to go up to the high E.
Oh God, my pussy is cracking up from the dryness. Jesus Christ. Oh God, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
No. You gotta let me play that.
Yeah,
I would love to. That'd be super fun. I've been trying. When are we making a song? When are we doing it? What did I build this music set for in this corner? For absolutely no reason other than for Zach to stand in front of it.
Make something, set up, send the files to me, and I'll record something. I'm all set up.
We might have to. You know, I was gonna ask you because I'm gonna redo like my streaming thing.
Okay.
Anuki.io. And then I want to like
always be plugging.
Add like this. I'm basically just gonna revamp it to make it more simple because I do enjoy like the stream pack that I did for my buddy Ekiros. Shout out to Ekiros. He's a great guy, and he's always okay with my really, really particular choices and requests for like, hey, can you change this? He's like, yeah, that's fine. He's like France or something. He's like French or something. Like, yeah, this fine. I was like, hell yeah. But I want to make it more simpler because I looked at my OBS recently. I'm like, this is too much. It's like there's too many sources, too much shit. I'm like, oh God, I want to make it more simple. I wanted to make it more cozy. As after building a more cozy set like this, minus this tripod that's sitting here in between us, but you know, it's almost like there's no cameras. Other than the camera that we're looking past in order to make
it's like the only one that's kind of in the way, but I still see straight to you.
Well, if it was meeting the tape, it'd be a lot worse, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. But I want, so what I was thinking is, so there's this anime called K-On! And it's a music anime. It's just about cute girls who have a band, is in a light music club band, and they drink tea and eat cake for 2 seasons, and that's it.
Wow.
Great show. It's a fantastic show.
Wow.
And there's a movie.
Gosh.
And
wait, do they eat cake and play music in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, crazy concept. And they go to England. It's crazy. But
on a Tuesday.
on a Tuesday.
YouTube.
R.I.P. the Queen.
Rest in peace, the Queen.
Yep.
I think we said that last. Well, by now it's gonna be a while. Yeah, it's all good. I had no relation. I'm just kidding.
I mean, who cares about that? We're American.
You're right. This is gonna be quite another American episode.
USA. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be quite the American episode. But yes, thank you for your service. What was I gonna say? One of the you know how it's usually in anime, but maybe in TV shows as well. Like in the halfway points where there would be like an ad or a commercial or something, there would be like a card that plays or something. You know, like a card, some sort of still card, and there's music or something, like a jingle, and then it goes after the ad break or whatever. Yeah. In K-On! You know, I want the denoise to remove that so that in the recording, we both dart eyes at you to absolutely no reason. I want the denoise to remove that sound.
If it did remove it, just so you guys know, he just opened up a monster and it was so loud to both of our ears.
I think I heard it like not in your mic. It just went into my ear. That was so loud. That was
you know,
I did raise your gain a little bit and then you bumped it down just a tiny bit, but yeah, that was great. I like that. That was great. Oh, so
some ASMR.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the title or the little transition card in the show, it was like just guitar riffs. Yeah. Just like a bunch of different ones every time. Some of them like strumming progressions, and then some just like a quick riff or whatever. Yeah. I was like, well, I can't do that. I'll ask Jackson maybe. Yeah, I can. Yeah, Jackson. He's a fucking wizard. We love that.
He's a wizard, Harry.
It's a wizard, Harry.
You're a lizard, Larry.
Oh God.
I do really like the idea of us just contributing to one project, no matter what it is, because all of us are so differently creative in the things that we do.
Yeah.
And so it'd be really fascinating to just see all of us put our heads together and make something.
That would be fun.
It would be a shit show, but it would be fantastic.
I think it's
Neo Soul.
Yes, I think. Excuse me. I think it's something that definitely needs to happen. Something that's like there's no reason why it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So it's just gotta happen. Let's all just record things. He'll record things with his AT2020, and then he'll return it to you, and then you'll and then you'll record with your AT2020.
Actually, when I record for guitar parts, I don't use the AT2020.
Oh, right into the
No, so
audio box.
I grab one of our mics that we use at the church. It's an Audix
Ooh,
V5 or some 5.
Sure.
But we use it for all of our live amps and everything that we use there. So we have extras, so I always go and borrow one if I record guitar stuff, just because it's more meant for that.
Yeah.
And then I just plug into my interface and write normal stuff. But I use that mic for it.
That's cool. I always love the sound of just miking an amp rather than straight into an interface.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
And I can actually hear it. So.
Right, that's true. You're just like, oh.
Yeah, dude, I remember I recorded something for who was it for? It was my friend Heiza.
Mhm.
And I had to record it and I couldn't hear myself. I had to just plug straight from my pedals into my audio box and then into like an interface in the computer. And I couldn't hear myself or any of the sounds until after I finished recording. Oh, I fucking hated it, dude. It was so hard.
So when you say pedals, how would you describe that to those who don't know?
Guitar pedals are these little guys that I plug into that when I turn them on, they give different effects to it. It's basically just effects boxes.
Right.
And then for guitarists, we put it on this thing called a pedal board where you have all of them in line and it's like cable managing and stuff like that. And then you can just stack them on top of each other and stuff like that.
Yeah. So when you see like you're in a live show or something, you see the guitarist playing the guitar and they step forward and they hit a pedal in front of them.
They hit a little button or
Yeah.
something, all of a sudden their tone changes or
Yeah.
all of a sudden they become super shreddy.
Imagine like plugins, but IRL.
Yeah, it's literally what it is.
Literally,
Yeah,
it's what it's based off of. Yeah, plug-in change.
Dude, I have a compressor, reverb, delay, all that stuff in separate pedals.
That's crazy. One of these days we're gonna, instead of doing all of our compression and stuff digitally, we're gonna have a rack and it's gonna be great.
Dude,
I'm joking.
I
I don't
wish
think
I
we'll
had
ever
a
do
rack
that.
for my pedals, man. I don't have enough to actually do it, but it'd be so cool.
Those I love audio. It's not something I've necessarily jumped into too much, but I enjoy the idea of it. And whenever in the editing process, audio is one of my favorite things to work with. I say this as a video editor.
Yeah.
But audio, I love working with audio. It's a lot of fun. I'm not the greatest, but whenever I get to, I'm like, ooh, fun,
Yeah.
But that's why. So then when I see like videos of people with like effects racks and stuff, and just like, oh, this is like the whole ass thing, like the whole, like a rack, like it's a box, it's a rectangle.
Yeah, we have them at the store.
Yeah, and you put it in, and it's like, yeah, this is for compression. Like, what?
Yeah,
Dude, that's an OBS plugin. What do you mean?
Yeah, this whole thing right here is for compression. Here's your reverb. Here's some gain structures that we actually plug into, and that's the first thing that goes into. It's like,
Whoa,
what?
What? That's free on OBS. Why would you do that? Why would one do that, Jackson?
Well, there's something to be said about, having physical pedals that are designed for the effects and then doing it online or like through software because it's like so I don't know if you guys knew this, but
we put down the numpad.
I put down the numpad. That means that I'm actually serious and I'm going to be using some aggressive gesturing.
Aggressive.
Start Millie rocking.
I caught that. So reverb, like there's amps that have like reverb in them and stuff, and so they have like spring reverb and then they have like a plate reverb, and so basically what they do is they put contacts on both ends of it and then they send the sound through it, and the waving is basically what you end up hearing at the end of the day. And it's really cool when like I've seen a whole bunch of YouTube videos about it and everything like that, and it is so fascinating just kind of seeing it happen. And then I can't think of what the effect is, but it's like the
tremolo.
Yeah, where like it back in the 70s, they used to make speakers that literally they would spin to get the tremolo.
That's cool.
Which is super fucking cool.
That's super cool.
And so it's really cool to just have like the physical representation of it as opposed to just like, I pushed a button. Now I have reverb.
Yeah, I mean,
rotary speakers.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a
sick.
fucking idiot.
It's sick.
come on.
It's literally a speaker that spins around, and they have just a separate mic here that records it.
You could have said literally any word, and nobody would be like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah. No. So
That's
you know,
the
do you know
that's
how a
the
spring
come in.
reverb normally works? Like an actual spring. So when you go to guitar amps that have a built-in spring reverb, like all the actual one, it's like a legit spring in the box,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a legit spring that sends the mic through. So when you turn that up, it sends more. It doesn't bypass it as much. It just sends more the sound into that. So you actually have that reverb from that spring going in.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of think of it as like
it's weird.
Yeah. No, well, you can kind of when you bring up the we're doing music talk. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Of course, it has to.
Music talk.
Music talk.
Music talk.
Everybody has left. No. It's just the simplest form, or the simplest way to think about it. Let's say as an editor, I want like the rawest clip possible,
Mm-hmm.
the rawest video file, the rawest video format with the most bit rate or something like that to work off of, rather than like anything compressed or anything, because then I get that creative freedom to work with that. The same thing is when you have physical plugins, if you will, for your guitars, rather than just like doing it in Logic X Pro or whatever DAW you use, right? Because I mean, it's just this. I know you got your nose. We're gonna I'll popcorn read you in a second.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Shh. I'm just kidding. But it's as simple as like just doing the effects on the rawest form before you go into digital, because an analog compressor is going to be much better than a software compressor, because you can still clip with you can digital clip. Digital clip is the worst clipping because you can't do anything about it.
Right. One of the coolest things that I found is people who just get like a clean tone and record a take of just clean, whether it's like clean input from the guitar or piano or whatever, and then they'll go in and mess with it on like digital workstations and all of that kind of stuff. That's what makes it really fun, because then you can really see like the before and after of it.
Yeah.
And like recording raw footage and all of that kind of stuff, getting a clean tone as like a baseline, that's the same thing as shooting raw for like pictures, because then you could just kind of, you have so much information to play around with, and you're not going to be sacrificing as much. Whereas if you had, say you were plugged into a pedal board and you already had reverb, compression, and you had a whole bunch of things that it was already plugged into, then you would kind of sacrifice the amount of wiggle room that you would have after the fact.
Yeah, that's the problem we run into, especially at like the church when we're playing.
Yeah,
is that I have just on my boards, I have my compression, and then I have other devices just to make it so I don't lose signal going just to the amp, because we're running so much wire. And then when it gets to the board, someone always puts a gate or a compression on it, and then it just adds so much more, it's so much less wiggle room to actually mess with the sound and everything like that. And that's the problem. We ran into that for so many years until finally our Matt, who is one of our guys at the music store, him and his wife Jody actually own it. He's a super good sound engineer basically, and he came in there in one of our practices and all right, we're resetting this entire thing, we're redoing this correctly. But yeah, it's weird because once you start stacking compressions on top of compressions,
right,
then you have no wiggle room for anything. Then
it's everything
the
just
only thing you
boxed
can
down.
the only thing you can do is you add more gain and then the slider. It sucks.
And I guess it's I guess it's use case.
Use case.
When you would use physical things versus digital things, and it's if you're gonna record a song in the studio, just get everything raw, because everything is gonna be, you're gonna do everything digital anyways. It's don't. I mean, I know you're a hippity hop rapper. Give me that auto tune right now. And they're like, okay, sure. But I guess if that's the case, then maybe you can find, I don't know, maybe I don't work in a DAW, so maybe you can fine tune it after the fact, but.
Yeah.
So another really cool thing, and I found this out relatively recently, that you could do is I've seen a lot of people who perform live all the time, like a whole bunch of crazy successful musicians and stuff. They'll have a different mix in their ears. And I mean,
sense.
we have it at the church when we play. It's like a different mix of all of the instruments that you hear in your head, just so that, you know, you can sing or you can play better.
Sure.
And like, you know, today when I was playing on stage, I had the click just like super fucking loud, just so that if I could hear anything, I wanted to hear the click.
Right.
And then people will add compression, they'll add a whole bunch of different effects into their monitors so that they can hear what they want it to sound like. And then the people who are doing the post processing of it all, or the live mixing or whatever, then they can set it to whatever would sound good in the house or like in the audience too. I don't know. That
Well, that
is
makes
really
sense.
fascinating.
I didn't know that. That's cool. Cool. The more you know.
The more you know.
All right, so I got something for y'all.
Ooh. Sure. Let's see it.
So obviously with my new job, I'll be working full time, and if in about the next 6 months, if this fully works out, hopefully I'll be making like around 70-80 grand a year.
Sure.
So one of the people that I dog sit for, they are building their house right now, and they'll be moving into that new house here soon. And their house in Battleground is going to be going up for sale. So I'm going to be trying to get, if everything works out in my job, I'm going to be trying to get that house. And it's a small house, but it's right in the middle of Battleground. But it's 2 bedrooms, got a garage and everything like that. Like actually a really nice house, but it's kind of small. This might be the perfect chance for us to get into a music house.
The music house 7.0.
Yeah, basically. This might actually be happening here soon, as long as everything works out with my job. So yeah, that's,
if we can get it going, I'll be 100% down.
yeah.
Dude,
Are you still going to sponsor us a grand piano?
Of course I'm going to sponsor you a grand piano. Again, I don't know if I can live there immediately, because I went back to school. I don't know if I told you.
Okay.
So I'm going back to school for 2 years.
Yeah.
In theory, I'm not doing full time, so it may be like 2.5-ish years to 3 years. And I'm changing my majors entirely, and none of my classes transferred, so I'm restarting.
Oof.
So, you know, it may take a little bit more time, so I may rather stay in my parents' house until I'm fully graduated. But by then I would start to look into an actual job.
Yeah.
And, you know, but it doesn't mean I'm still not going to sponsor the damn grand piano.
Right.
And I'm not going to be there every day anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's the thing. It's technically, it's 2-bedroom technically, but they also have an office in there. That's a pretty decent sized office. So if we wanted to fit 3 people in there and then have like set up the garage or something like that to be a recording or something like that, like that's also possible.
I guess my only concern would be, well, first of all, Arthur streams.
Yeah.
Which is something to consider. And I know that we talk about it every time.
We can soundproof rooms too.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, that would be fine. But also, where are we going to put all of our shit? Like that, I think that...
Well, I mean, it's just... It's not impossible. I mean, we look around here and it looks like I have a lot of stuff. And it's true, I do have a lot of stuff. But I don't need a lot of things, honestly.
Yeah.
I need a computer. That's about it.
And a grand piano.
And a grand piano. Yeah. Those are my only 2 things in life. Just need a computer and a grand piano, and I'm very happy.
See, but also, I look at like housing and everything about every week.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm becoming an adult. I'm always looking at other jobs, other houses, stuff like that. Housing market has gone down about 30%.
You know, I was gonna ask that.
30%?
30% is a lot.
Yep.
Those are I didn't take stats, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
But I did calculus. I was gonna ask, but I didn't want to say the obligatory. So how's the housing market? I don't want to say.
So there is that. So there is a possibility when this time comes, maybe we might have. Who knows? We might have a freaking crash by the end of the year. Who freaking knows?
Right. Yeah.
And then we'll be able to afford a house.
Yeah, and I have no job.
Fuck.
But at this point, if it stays the way it is, like that'd be probably the only reasonable place we could get into. And then, but if it goes down a lot more and back to kind of what normally it was back in like 2016 or something like that, then maybe we can look at maybe the bigger place with like 3 or 4 bedrooms, something like that.
I'm not too contingent of how big it is, but nice word, Arthur. Thank you, Arthur.
There you go.
But like, how big is like
Honors English too.
Yes, Honors English too. Is it like imagine the size of my downstairs of this house right now?
So the house when you walk in has like the living room, has a little dining room and like a nice sized kitchen, and then down the hallway or right there next to the kitchen is where the it has an office, and then it has a really big bedroom and then a really big bedroom.
So
the one back
big bedrooms,
2 big bedrooms.
Okay.
The one has a bathroom with it in the back, and then there's another bathroom that's there that also has a shower in it. So it's 2 bed, 2 bath technically, and then hallway for just like laundry and stuff. And then it has a good sized garage as well.
Okay.
So it's not exactly.
It's respectable.
Yeah, it's respectable. It would work for us. It'd just be a little bit tight. But also we'd be getting it at a better price.
Yeah, and I'm not too mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also
if we need to, we can snuggle up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Of course. Yeah.
with the homies, fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, fuck yeah,
dude, bunk beds. Let's go.
Let's go. And still doubling up. Let's go.
The idea of having like all of our office spaces in different corners of like the garage or something like that, just so that we wouldn't have to try to cram our gaming setups into our bedrooms.
I mean, we could have just like maybe we dedicate one of the big bedrooms and have all of our gaming setups in a because I've seen it, right? I've seen like in gaming houses where everybody's just lined up and you just get like a dynamic mic like this that doesn't pick up a lot around. Yeah. And then it would just kind of work.
Get a decent amount of soundproofing.
Yeah. And I mean, we may hear each other in the distance, but that's okay. That adds to the ambiance in a way. You just get a mic like this that rejects a lot of sound, and it's not too bad. So we can save a lot of space or a lot of cramming our setups in our bedrooms, or dedicating 1 to 2 areas to be sectioning out for each different individual thing. So that may be a vibe.
And also, if we did it in a garage, we could put a bunch of music stuff in there too. Multitasking
or a Supra.
That's
Dude,
you. That's you.
No, we don't.
Let's worry about if we can pay for the house first.
Yeah.
See, Jackson, I'm thinking with the budget that I have right now, which is, about half of what you're going to be making.
I also don't have a job right now.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should file for unemployment.
Do they still do that?
Yeah, I think so, but probably different criteria.
A little different criteria now. You had to have worked for somewhere for a while before you can apply for it.
How long is a while? 4 years?
I think it's over a year.
Ferb, I know what we're doing today.
My dad was on unemployment for a while when he first was looking, quote unquote, for a new job.
So basically, he retired.
He basically retired, but he's not officially retired.
Right.
Yeah,
but I feel like I have to be dependent though, or independent.
You have to be independent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I am not, so that is tough.
Rippa. Dude, I finally got claimed as independent this last year, which I've been wanting to for a while. And because I was dependent, I didn't get any COVID stimmy checks, which sucked.
Yeah.
Then when I did my taxes this last year, I got a lot of those stimmy checks now that I'm claimed as the independent. Not all of them, but I got a good amount of them.
Right.
Oh, that was a nice tax return, my guy.
Yeah, that's good.
I got no stimmy checks.
Yeah, I didn't get any stimmy checks either.
Yeah, but also you were working the whole time.
Well, yeah, but I'm dependent.
Oh, true.
Yeah, if you're dependent and your parents made more than the amount, then you didn't get any.
Bro, that's some shit.
What a character arc. Third episode, Jackson's here. Now we're talking about taxes. What a journey.
We were talking about anime. First time we were talking about computers, then anime. Now we're talking about houses.
We're talking about having fun, and now we're talking about housing and taxes. What a great.
It's going to be like $2,400 a month between 3 or 4 of us, and we need to.
$2,400 a month. No, I'm
No.
just kidding.
Okay.
What?
Hey, yo, what?
I didn't even make that much doing boba.
That actually doesn't sound too bad. Between 3 people, though? 3 people?
It would be probably around like, I think it'd be around $2,000 a month.
What?
Bro.
20 grand or 2,100 or 2,100.
2,000?
2,000. 20.
2,000 to 2,100 a month, roughly, depending on down payment. But
So divided by 3.
it's like 700,
Yeah.
750,
That sounds like a good deal.
650 to 700.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
that's like,
I still don't make that much. I didn't make that much monthly, so.
I'll be honest, that's like, I get paid weekly. That's like maybe like half of my weekly paycheck.
Okay, well, you can, and I mean this in the kindest way possible, you can politely
And that's right now, dude.
go fuck yourself.
Thank you.
Well, yeah.
I went to school.
Full-time
I went to
job.
school,
He went to school,
and
yeah.
like I went through all this shit to finally get a good job.
Yeah.
Now I'm taking a
Right.
risk at it too. Like this might not work.
And I respect that, though. I respect that you're taking a risk.
See, I'm in the position of where I'm living at home.
Mhm.
I'm not paying rent or anything
Right.
like that. So I can take a risk right now. Like
Mhm.
if this doesn't work out, I'm still living at home. I don't have like I
Yeah,
only
this
have to.
isn't-
I only have to worry about my phone bill basically. each
Yeah,
month.
this isn't like a all cards in. All in,
Yeah,
you know, it's like
exactly. But if it does work, shit, I'm set up perfectly.
That's pretty good. That's a good
Yeah.
situation to be in.
Yeah,
I like
I'm just
that.
giving you a shit, Jackson.
Yeah.
I love it too.
Yeah, I just need to see what the hell I do.
It's still probably 6 to 12 months out.
That's a lot better than what we thought was, like
Yeah.
the
It
ideas
really-
of the house before. That's
It
pretty
really
good.
depends on how long it takes them to build a house
Mhm.
and also how well mine
What is-
works.
What does a time frame like that look like? Because I never really thought about it because nobody in my that's a lie. I do have family who have built a house, but I didn't really ask them how.
So
the progress
it's a
goes.
little different because he's basically being the subcontractor for building this house. He's not
Okay.
actually having someone else build it.
Right.
So it's gonna take a little bit longer than normal. Most houses like they can go up in 3-4 months. Like
Mm.
if it's like a standard house,
Right.
like it can go up pretty quickly. Like my parents' house, which will be under a contractor, they'll go up pretty quickly. But like his house is gonna take a while just because it's a lot bigger
Mhm.
and all that stuff.
Sure.
So it might be 6 to 8 months before he actually gets it up and fully to where they can move in.
Mhm.
And then they have to go through the process of starting to sell the house.
Right.
So hopefully it works.
And then we swoop in.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about that. It's pretty
But,
tight because if you're kind of taking a gamble at your job,
Yeah.
and that's going to be they're going to sell their house, quote unquote, in less than a year. that's quite the gamble.
Yeah.
But hey,
If it doesn't, I mean,
yeah, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But
yeah.
You could always start an OnlyFans.
I don't have a job. That's the thing I'm looking at. I might have to sell my feet pics. That might have to happen. Might have to finally show my feet.
Only feet?
No, you can just build keyboards for people.
I do that.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want you to know he said doo-doo.
I did. Duke,
Wow.
Duke.
Dick Doug.
Dick. Like the game?
Doug Dimmadome.
Duck Dimmadome. Dinkelberg. We need you know what we need to do? We need to record a song. We need to record a bunch of like BGM for the show, for anything. I know you don't stream anymore.
No, it's funny. The last time I streamed was when I had COVID and I was rebuilding my pedal board.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the last time I streamed.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, not the COVID part, but
Dude, yeah, that was rough.
yeah.
Dude, that was the.
I didn't know you had COVID.
So that was last December.
Oh, okay. That's a bit ago.
So when that happened, last December was horrible for me.
Mhm.
I got a cold to start out the month, and it was like whatever sniffles. It was still gonna work,
Mhm.
and then like that next week, I got the flu. Felt horrible. I finally figured it out. So I took like 3 days off of work, and then it got to the weekend.
Mhm.
And then it was like halfway through that next week, I'm finally all good from the flu. My dad comes home. He's like, "Hey, you need to go get tested for COVID."
Oof.
Why? I just tested positive. It's like, fuck. I go and get tested. Sure enough, I test positive. So in the month of December, I got a cold, the flu, and COVID all in December.
That's an anime.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, and then I got cleared of COVID on December 23rd.
You basically lost nearly your entire December.
Yeah.
That sounds like my December of 2020.
I was lucky enough
Shit.
to where I didn't get to do all the big Christmas activities with my entire family.
Mhm.
But then on Christmas morning, everyone in my house got cleared. So we got to have like my brother and his wife and his kid. And then my sister and brother-in-law.
Okay.
And then my grandparents even came and drove down to our place because we didn't get to see him.
Mhm.
So we still got to have like a good Christmas, and but it was like 2 days after we all got cleared.
Sure.
But yeah, I lost like my entire December.
That's crazy. That sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any sickness since.
Damn. Well, hey.
I got all the antibodies in my.
Well, are you
system.
a type of person that gets sick frequently, or
No.
yeah? Okay, so you're like me, where I don't get sick frequently, but when I get sick, I get sick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tough. When my house came down with COVID, like entire house, everybody, except me, because I'm built different.
Yeah.
I have the special genome, or an extra chromosome, one of the two.
Or maybe it's because you stay in this room.
That's true, and that was rough. Did I talk about that? I don't. Maybe briefly.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you and I have talked about it because I got COVID and my family got infested with the Rona, and then it was you, and then it was Jackson. And
Correction, it was my family. I didn't get shit because I'm built different, Zach.
I'm built different.
It's just a mindset. Just don't get it.
Yeah. Chuck never got it. Dude, and his entire workplace and Jordan all got it. He never did.
I love Chuck.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe Chuck.
I don't know who this Chuck person is, but I like him a lot.
Chuck is he's my soon-to-be brother-in-law. They're
Okay.
engaged. I basically just say he's my brother-in-law.
Yep.
But brother-in-law.
Mhm.
Chuck is a 6'4", 300-pound black dude from Virginia, and I love him to death.
That's awesome.
He's just a super charismatic dude that like he can talk to anyone.
Mhm.
Like it's amazing. He's a car salesman, well, finance now, but yeah, dude. His attitude towards it was like, if I get it, I get it, whatever. He didn't really mask up unless like someone asked him to in a store or whatever like that, and he didn't fight it. But he like even when my sister had it, he still like slept in the same bed with her, everything like that. Didn't care. Never got it.
What a thug.
This dude was also in the army, so
so he just fought it with pure man.
with the amount of stuff that they've
Sure.
injections that
Oh,
they've-
dude, they
Sure.
gave him vaccines and like a whole bunch
everything.
of shots.
Dude, he can't contract like anything. I've
Right.
never seen him sick, and I've known him for the last 5 years.
Right.
Dude, they give you vaccines that I feel like that's the only thing that kind of scares me about things that are ran by the government, because they're just like, it's fine.
Here's your
And-
shots. Here's 14 of them.
Have you not seen Captain America? This is our end goal. This is the goal. This is what we're.
This is our end game.
This is the end game. We're
Oh,
trying
bro, I wish I could take that shot.
Shit, bro. I'll do it right now. I'll be a test dummy.
I'd,
Shit.
I'd love to freaking grow like 7 inches and just be just
I'm trying to look like Gojo. You know that. You watch Jujutsu Kaisen?
no,
You
but
about
I
it.
see a lot of the stuff on Instagram.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You know about Gojo?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to look like Gojo. Can you tell?
I need to watch
100%.
Jujutsu
Thank you.
Kaisen.
I know. I just watched the movie. Well, I watched it in theaters before, and then it started streaming on Crunchyroll, which is awesome because movies never start streaming. And Crunchyroll is like, well, we got a bunch of money, and they acquired a acquired a bunch of movies. We're like, hell yeah! So me and our buddies, we like Kristen Shaw, Cameron, and some other buddies I got to meet. They were like, let's do a viewing party. And I'm like, well, hell yeah! I've never had a viewing party for an anime movie. This would never happen in high school. So I gotta go hang out with my homies. I felt like I was 15 again, Zach, just watching anime. I
That's
was having a time, and it was great. I think because Jackson, you haven't really watched a bunch of anime since like last time, right? Probably not. You've been busy.
Yeah, I got. What did I watch? So I watched SAO.
I don't think you mentioned that since last time because it's been a long time.
Yeah, SAO, Demon Slayer. What was the first one on your list? Erased. Yeah, I watched that one. I got halfway through Rascal. Bunny Girls.
Yeah, Bunny Girls Senpai.
I got halfway through that, and then I haven't got to watch anything else. Dude, I watched all of SAO.
What you did? Wait, of this first season?
I watched the entire first season in one day. I was
when you snapped me and said, "Dude, I watched SAO." I'm like, "What?" That was not the answer I was expecting. That was not what I was expecting, Zach.
By the way, SAO is Sword Art Online.
Yeah,
Zach. Everybody knows that's what's. No, I'm just kidding.
No, so I went into my chiropractor, and the gal that was at the front desk, I was talking to her about animes because I think I had my Demon Slayer sweatshirt on.
That'll happen. Happen. It's fun.
And I was like, do you have any recommendations? And I told her what I kind of
no
liked
way. She
so far.
said Sword Art Online.
She's because I like the like the fighting and all that stuff.
Sean.
Yeah, and she's like, well, some people don't like this one, but I like it. It's Sword Art Online. So it was on Netflix, so I just watched it. Or I'm like, okay, I put it on my list, and then literally that like a few days later, I went on a trip, and I drove from Nashville, Tennessee to Foxborough, Massachusetts, all the way to Denver, Colorado.
Right.
And one of those days, I was on the road for 16 hours straight. I sat there and watched the entire season 1 of Sword Art Online, the entire trip.
That's crazy.
On one of the days. Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 1, I absolutely loved. Obviously, there's a few like weird things in there. Obviously,
it's been a long.
Yeah.
It's a different time.
Yeah.
It's a different time.
I watched the first episode of the next season, and I was like, I read a few things online, and I was like, I don't want to watch this now. I'm happy with the way season 1 ended. I'm happy with that. Or like season 1, that's kind of like 2 seasons really.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm happy with the way it ended. I don't need to know past this. So I didn't watch any of season 2 or anything like that.
That's fair.
The
reason why I'm pog champing right now is because exactly what that girl said. She said, not everybody likes this one, but I like this one.
Yeah.
She is a queen, Zach. That is queen behavior.
Oh my God. Okay. So speaking of interacting with random strangers, talking about anime. So I was wearing my Your Line April Steinway and Sons shirt.
Ooh.
And I went to the Vancouver waterfront, and I went to an ice cream place that was delicious, but also ridiculously expensive.
I know what it is. Yeah, that one.
That one.
That one.
I got to keep the mason jar though. That was kind of dope.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the guy who was at the cash register, he saw my shirt and he was like, "Oh my gosh, are you a piano player?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Whoa.
And he was like, "I love Steinway and Sons."
That's cool.
And we just started talking about different pianos and stuff. And he didn't even know anything about the anime. And I was like, or he was like, "What was with the cat on the shirt?" And I was like, "Oh, it's from an anime that I watched that I really liked." And he was like, "Oh, what was it called?" I was like, "Your Line April."
Oh no.
And he had no idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, "It's really sad. So be careful." And he was like, "I think I'll have to check it out." And I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Dude, Your Line April still fucks me up. Like,
You haven't watched it yet, right?
Nope.
You told me you wanted to watch it, and I said
it's on my list.
well, maybe not yet. But now that you watched a handful now, I think you could watch it, and maybe that could reinvigorate.
Regurgitate.
That one too. Ejaculate.
What?
Well, that verb.
Yeah.
You're another love for anime again. I don't
Yeah.
know, because it's it's music. It's fun,
Yeah.
and it's
And
also
I have
a little
more
poetic.
time on my hands now.
You do,
Yeah.
Ironically, even though you get a full-time job. But
Yeah, I got a full-time job and I'm not working 50 hours a week.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I like that. We love that. We love that. Yeah. What is that?
I don't know if I could watch Your Line April again. I'm still like,
Well, I did, but then again, I also didn't for like 4 years, so
Yeah.
it's okay. I've gotten remarks on my shirts a lot, but I'm trying. There hasn't been really any that stood out to me, other than one time I had a Your Line April sweatshirt, the one with her violin, the Kyrie, my black sweatshirt.
oh yeah.
On the WSU, or rather specifically, the Taco Bell by WSU. And I go and order not the drive-through because I'm not an idiot. And I go up and I was like, hey, you know, blah 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 blah. I got $2. What I give for $2?
You get a quesadilla.
A cheese quesadilla.
Yes. And then no, it was a guy. It was like a Mexican kid. He's like, I like that hoodie. You like it? I'm like,
oh, you're sad too.
You're sad too. Yeah. We're both sad college kids. Let's go. But that made me so happy for no reason. I'm just in a Taco Bell. Yeah. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. I think, and then, you know, every now and then the Demon Slayer shirt.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Oh,
Dude, at the skate park, whenever I wear a Demon Slayer shirt, they're just like, oh my god, because there's a bunch of little
Nezuko.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of little kids that are just little weebs, and I fucking love it. And
you know what? Okay, no, go ahead, finish up. But I just got really angry for a second. Go ahead, finish.
So there's these little kids who watch Demon Slayer. They probably watch the dub because they can barely read, but
it's okay. If they're starting, it's okay. Oh, Jackson, you're making a bad decision.
Jackson, no.
Jackson, you're making a bad decision. Oh man. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so I'll be like riding around at the skate park or whatever.
How the hell do you drink this shit?
I know, right? It's so nasty.
Bro, that's disgusting.
Monster. We just lost our Monster sponsorship, but I don't get Zach like Monster. So if
Sponsor me, Monster.
But you know, I would rather be sponsored by Red Bull and Red Bull Gaming.
Yes. Very much so.
But anyway, so I'll see a bunch.
But yeah, right there. Yeah, Red Bull Gaming. Look at that.
I'll make sure to put it. I'll put it. I can't. You don't even have this in the shop, but I'll make sure to just
put it on the. Actually, no. Yeah, there we go. You're good. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to defame you like that, Zach.
So I'll see a bunch of little kids who are just like, oh yeah, oh my god, Nezuko, that's so cool. And it's just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then there will be the times where like a grown ass adult will be like, like I have a shirt that has like Parasite, the anime.
Yeah, but Parasite shirt I've never seen. You gotta wear it sometime.
I do need to wear it sometime. But like I'll just have like random adults who are like, that's a really good show. And I'm like, bro, you are a man of culture and I like you already.
That's cool. Cause like adults who watch anime, that's like Parasite time. I guess like they're, well, I mean, obviously like before that, but around then that's like adults like 20 to 30. If they watched anime, they watched Parasite. So that's cool. That's cool that you say that.
And Angel Bees.
And okay.
Whenever I think of an anime that has a band in it, I just think of Angel Beats, and it just makes me really sad.
That's why you need to do K-On! Instead, because it's more cute and it still make you sad. Okay. First of all, before I get angry really quick at these kids, but not at the kids specifically, but because you brought up the kids at Demon Slayer.
Kids these days.
No, that's not the reason. Okay. But you know, but the adults, okay, the craziest shit. I was at work, right? And I work at Bubble Tea, you know me, Bubble Tea. I'm in the cash. I'm in the cash register. I'm doing my thing. I'm sick at customer service, and we're just having a time. You know, I'm this dude, like this man, like 6'7", white male, with a comb over and a mustache, and a flannel shirt.
So Portland, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
He comes up, he order, we order, we do a little small talk and stuff, and then he goes, all right, and then I say, hey, this is your total. I'm like, okay, sure. And he pulls out his wallet, and it's a fucking no game, no life wallet.
Okay.
And I go, what? What?
Okay, Jackson, you need to watch No Game, No Life because it is a really, really, really good show.
What was number 2 on the list?
It is number 2 on the list. Yeah. That's right. I love how you start with Erased because Erased is just such a fucking good show. But
when I tell you I PogChamped in real life, I went, and then he went, yo, Pog. No, he didn't do that, but I was like, what?
I'll be honest. I watched Erased either when I was sitting in my chair at home or while I was working out.
Mm-hmm.
Watching that show while you're working out is so weird.
I'm sure. I wouldn't consider that a working out show.
No, not at all. But I kept wanting to watch it.
You're just pumping reps and then murder happens. You're like, oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty metal though, if you think about it.
That's metal as fuck.
But not for a reason I think we want it to be.
Yeah, that's metal as fuck, but also really sad. I think
They're in the hospital. And
you're watching Your Lie in April, the concert scene.
the guy spotting he was like,
It's like, I'm sorry you have to deal with all this. Bro, I love the flowchart.
it's great.
You need to put Violet Evergarden on the flowchart.
I want to, but I can't stack sad shows like that because the point of the flowchart.
You should put season 1 of SAO on.
Hell
there.
no. I'm an SAO fan. I say hell no to that. It would just not work. You know, if you watch SAO, some people criticize me. They're like, how dare you, Arthur, Anuki, Dio, Twitch.tv
Asian boy.
how dare you put No Game No Life as a second anime for like a newcomer? Because I think you can admit as well, it's a bit, you know,
It's a different type of show for
it's
sure.
a bit, well, they have their moments, right? And it's a bit, how do I say, horny teenager moments.
Yeah.
But if you watched SAO, oh, that's totally fine. You're fine. You're fine. But
Yeah.
they say like, why would you do that for the second show? Because that's quite a leap in like demographic and content, specifically content. It's not as bad as you think, but it has its moments because of the nature of the show.
I think if you watch Demon Slayer and if you like that, I think you should watch SAO.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a show. You're going to get similar like vibes.
Yeah.
So I agree. But I think I would recommend Demon Slayer before SAO.
Yes, very much.
for sure. But the reason why I bring it up is just because, you know, because of that content of No Game No Life, they're like, why would you make it the second show? Wouldn't that put people off? It has never put anybody off.
Yeah.
Because I think Erased works so perfectly in putting you into just indirectly the vibe of anime that isn't just Demon Slayer and
Yeah.
Sword Art Online and Naruto and stuff. If I give you that and I give you No Game No Life, you're not gonna like No Game No Life. If I give you Erased and I give you the most raunchiest anime ever, you'll be like, hell fucking yeah. It just works. Not because of what Erased like portrays, but just because it's not a show for kids.
Yeah.
You know, I think what my first 3 would be on my personal flowchart would probably be Erased. Duh.
Mhm.
Violet Evergarden and Parasite.
That's a good one. I like that. That's a good 3. Anyways, so I brought up kids, so now I'm gonna use that as a segue for why
Segues are
I am
weird.
incredibly upset. I think we talked about this because this is old news, but I think mentioned to you about it because we were super into Demon Slayer at the time. But the controversy on season 3 being like literally just like one scene.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Mitsuri scene where she's like in a hot spring or whatever.
I'm pissed.
Yeah. And then people the Japanese people, of all people, who would be okay with that, are mad that that scene exists because it shouldn't exist in a family show.
Yeah.
In what fucking universe is Demon Slayer a family show?
Now, when
I think they should. Sorry.
go ahead.
But I think what I really hope they do with this is that they make it so that like obviously it's just like the face when like the head level when she goes into the hot tub and then it kind of just like pans out with stuff just to make it like more appropriate. And then the kids are like, oh, like whatever, they went into a hot tub, and then the adults be like, hey, we know what they did.
Yeah.
But then I hope that they actually make a one that follows the manga exactly, and then
Because you've seen the panel.
put it somewhere else.
If the panel isn't even that bad in the manga. It's what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Have you seen it?
I've seen.
I mean,
yeah.
she's standing, but there's smoke and stuff, and it's fine.
What, dude? When was the last time you looked at it?
Oh, you probably saw like a fan edited one, which is nice, and you should send me that one. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, in the manga, well, not that one. Just a couple chapters behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was reading it and I saw it and I was like, hell yeah! And then I flipped the page. I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then
Yeah.
When I say that's
Wait,
my
I
number
thought-
one, that's my number one Hashira, and I tell you, I saw this and I saw that I flipped the panel, I was like, hell yeah! And then I continued on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm past my horny teenager days, but I was like, nice, and then I left.
Yeah.
I think the manga panel that we found was
You just
wait no
this.
we it got sent in one of the chats that we're
The
all
not so
in.
good chat.
No, it was the chat with
It
your
was mine, right?
yeah.
Yeah. No, that was just a fan panel. That was just a dojo.
Oh, I thought that was.
It
actually
was
manga.
no, absolutely not. That was
That's
fucking
why
that was hentai.
That's why I was confused about
That
it.
was fan hentai.
Oh wow.
No, the panel was just like a normal panel. This is in Shonen Jump magazine
Yeah.
for like teenagers.
Huh.
They're not going to show Bob's.
No.
They do that in the volume. No, I'm just kidding. In most cases, they do that. But,
I'm
yeah.
really excited about season 3. My coworkers, they read mangas
Mhm.
and they've read the manga fully. Working with them and then talking to them about it
Oh, yeah.
is so hard because
Yeah.
dude, all of a sudden they're like, oh wait, did the show get to this part? Like, no,
What
shut up.
do you mean? How you
Don't
should-
spoil it.
That's
The fuck?
crazy. No, this is how I feel when I'm speaking with Christian, because he's read it. Christian's another buddy of ours, and he's on the show. He's been on the show twice.
Yeah.
He's read Demon Slayer. I'm currently reading Demon Slayer. There's a volume over there. I'm currently reading slowly, so very slowly. Nice.
Yeah.
And it's I want it. We keep talking about it, and I know he's like doing his best to hold back because he keep talking about, you know, it's like that thing where it's like, oh, who's your favorite character? Ha 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 ha. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
I hate that shit, bro.
I hate that. I don't want to
I'll-
talk to you anymore.
I'll be honest. One of my favorite characters is actually Muzan.
Really?
Yeah.
I like him as a villain. Yeah.
He's also my profile picture for Discord and Steam right now.
Is it really?
Yes.
Is it recent? Because it's always been. I swear it's been Gyu or someone
It's
else.
been Gyu for a while, but
Mm.
as of
Wasn't it Tomoika?
yeah,
So
that's
many
Gyu.
is Gyu.
Yeah.
Well, we're on a
Oh.
first name basis, so we call
Yeah.
him Gyu.
I
yeah.
fucking hate you.
So it was that for a while, and then when I was making like my Steam profile, because I wanted it to have like a certain theme to it,
Mhm.
and that theme just happened to be like dark and whatever,
Mhm.
kind of like eerie, cool.
Mhm.
So I wanted the picture of him as my profile, and I also made it on my Discord so it would match.
Mhm.
Wait, was this Michael Jackson Muzan or was it Lady Muzan?
Michael Jackson.
Okay, that's fine.
I would on Lady Muzan. Probably.
Why is Lady Muzan kind of cute? It makes me upset.
It's great, right? Why not? What, do you want him to be ugly as shit?
No,
When
it's,
he already looks hot as shit?
Yeah.
You know,
it's
as
just
a
kind of
dude?
unsettling because like
It's a
such
dichotomy.
dichotomy. I like that.
Thank
And-
you.
And a lot of the female villains in Demon Slayer just so happen to be like pretty hot.
Yeah.
And then they're just like evil and
Mhm.
horrible people. And it's
Oh.
like,
Daki?
Of course they're
Oh,
hot.
fucking
That's how you get more
Daki.
people to keep watching.
Daki.
Yeah, we
I
love
love
it. The villains in Demon. Okay, Akaza,
I love him.
the villain in the movie, in the train movie, the
Mhm.
lower upper
Upper three.
Upper
yes.
three. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say shit for obvious reasons because I'm not a bad friend, but he is probably my best villain character of all time. Purely because of the way he was written as you read more of the manga. And I don't think this
Okay.
is gonna happen in season 3, but I will say things speed up pretty quickly. And they do mention that in Demon Slayer, basically, the ending is really rushed because this is. I'm paraphrasing based off of what I've heard, so bear with me because I've only heard it like once or twice. But the author of Demon Slayer, this is really tragic, but no, it's not that. It was not that bad, but tragic for us as fans. They're like their family wanted them to come back and help the family business because in Japan, family means everything.
Yeah.
Like you just it's very important. It's more than anything, even more than Demon Slayer, which makes no sense to me because I feel like Demon Slayer would make more money. But that's
Yeah.
okay. It's whatever. Hopefully they keep getting royalties after the fact. But they're like,
fucking better.
okay, fine. Let me just finish my story. And then that's basically what happened. And even now, what I'm reading right now, it's not technically when they start speeding up, but even I'm like, oh, this is quite a jump from what I was just reading. Like we're doing a training arc and now we're in endgame. Like what the fuck just happened? So I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but during this will probably be like season 4 or maybe even a movie. I suspect they'll do season 3 that's coming up,
Mid to late 2023.
season 4, and then a movie, because that's just that's how they're gonna milk it the best. That's the best way they're gonna milk it, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It's fine. I think it's possible, but if that's possible, I think season 5 is gonna be kind of lame. Or sorry, 4 is gonna be kind of lame because it's probably just gonna be training, which I don't mind because if they add more to the story that wasn't in what I was reading, I'd be okay. Because I actually the training was really cool. So I know that sounds weird, but it was really cool. So I hope that they do some original stories to make up for the fact that they just basically cut it off. If they do that, I'd be down. But what was I trying to say? I was trying to say something earlier. Oh, I was mad at that the whole mystery thing, and how it's not for families. Sorry, did you want to say something first?
I lost it. Go ahead.
Oh, I apologize.
It's okay.
When we were rewatching Demon Slayer, remember the scene in the first season in the forest during the spider family?
Yeah.
Where the demon slayer corpse that were left before Tenjo and them were held by webs with broken limbs and as puppets to fight with broken limbs, crying for an agony to be killed, and some were already even dead. And then, quick spoiler alert, I'll give you 5 seconds. It has been 5 seconds. At the end, when you think they're okay, she snaps their fucking necks, and you watch their necks get snapped. And I think about that scene, and I'm like, and you can't show censored bobs? And this is a family show?
Or even steamy foggy bobs?
And this is a family show.
Yeah.
You know this is a family show?
Dude, the pilot episode. The pilot episode.
Yeah.
The first episode.
Where his family died. Oh, yeah, this is a family show.
Yeah, I watched this TikTok of a guy calling into an anime call center. And it was like, yeah, I'm watching this show that's like doesn't have really much of a story arc or much fighting, just super simple stuff. And it's like, all right, what you watching? Oh, I'm watching this show where this dude's walking up his mountain back to this family and he's just walking up this snowy mountain and oh wait, is there Michael Jackson in this? And like the guy on the call center is like, no.
That's funny.
On what planet is Demon Slayer a kids show? That's like saying like Jackass is a kids
Well, if
movie.
someone in the US was the one actually making it, then it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be rated as that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it rated PG-13 or something like that?
Well,
It's
whatever
rated over
TV
there.
is, like Y17 or
Or
whatever.
TV-14?
That.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. What I say, because I wouldn't say it's 18, 17, but I wouldn't say it's 14. Actually, no, maybe 14. Yeah, it's some edgy teenager
14,
stuff.
40.
Yeah, 40. Back in my day. Yeah, I would say so, but I don't know. I just find that silly. I don't know, but anyways, you guys should watch Jujutsu Kaisen because so I'm gonna pitch Jujutsu Kaisen to y'all. Okay.
You've already pitched it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna pitch Jujutsu Kaisen to you because you're considering watching anime again. So you're considering something. I forgot what the line was for the meme. Imagine Demon Slayer. That's it.
Okay.
No,
Got it.
It's almost virtually the exact same concept. Well, that's what it all is for all these shonens, right? It's essentially the same concept. You fight demons or curses or whatever, and there's a main character that's kind of overpowered, but not really, but kind of, but maybe there sometimes are. And then there's a cool teacher role, and so, it's the same thing. But the reason why Jujutsu Kaisen is fun is that Demon Slayer does what I call it's like the music, let's say, which is I would say is the two defining lines that drop them, that drop between them. And Demon Slayer is like triumphant. It's like an orchestra, and it's like one whole score throughout an entire episode. In Jujutsu Kaisen, it's like modern. It's like kind of hip hop. It's kind of rock, and it's like you're watching like a modern martial arts film. It's really cool. And as someone who grew up watching things like, Jackie Chan, Ip Man, and stuff, I mean, it's not like that, but it's really fun to watch. And it's just like, I mean, that's all it is. It's fun to watch. It's mildly engaging. I think once you reach the latter half, like I mentioned before, I was bored out of my mind watching it the first like 10 episodes. And that's tough to sell. Like the first 10 episodes, I'm not gonna like it. I think that's more like me because I enjoyed the fights. The fights were really cool. The animation was really cool. I just didn't care for the story. Everything about it screamed like, maybe it's just because I watched too much. Maybe, all right? And I can see how it was enticing. But after watching like Demon Slayer, maybe it's I spoiled myself watching Demon Slayer season 2 first.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is eh. And then around episode 10-ish is when something critical happens and you go, oh. And then the latter half, you're like, oh, and I'm in it. And now I'm in it. I'm okay with this. So, yeah. And also Gojo is super hot. So.
Hell yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah.
I want him to input forward me. No, it's a good watch though. So if you ever maybe some popcorn watch, you know, yeah, it's on the couch eating dinner, lunch. You're like, hey, you know what? I can go for some fighting, some cool music, and some fun fighting sequences, some good old animation.
Yeah,
love that.
That was like me with One Punch Man.
Yeah, but I will say though, when there was parts where it's been so long since I felt like this. I feel like I haven't felt like this since I watched like martial arts movie as a kid, where things would happen, like fighting, like not necessarily the story, but maybe the story too, but the fighting and the music and the direction of the music, and it makes you like stand up and go, yo, that was sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the theater when I'm watching the movie, there's a certain part where I'm just like, I want to stand up and go, yo, did you see that? Like the person next to me, yo, that was fire.
And then you just have a bunch of horrified people looking at you in the movie theater.
No,
like,
because they're with me. And the girl behind me is hugging her Gojo pillow.
I love you, Gojo.
I love you too. It's like I didn't feel like that during Demon Slayer.
Although there's
it was hype, but it was a different hype.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was still like, my heart was like, oh my shit, yo, you know, I was like, holy shit. For me, it was like a heart investing holy shit, you know. But for Jujutsu Kaisen, it was more like a hype, stand up in my seat and scream like I'm watching a fucking WWE match.
Yeah,
that was what it was for me watching Jujutsu Kaisen. There's my pitch. There's my pitch.
All right.
Stern old man who just
list.
watches cute anime girls play music and drink tea and eat cake.
Yes. I'll add it to my list.
Hell yeah. And then we'll watch this movie together.
Bet.
Yes. No, there's this. Oh my God. There's this.
We can stream it.
There's this. We can. There's this one. I'm not going to say it, but there's this one scene in the movie. And there's like the guitar that's behind it is like, I'm like, oh, it's so good. Oh, I'm like, yo, when we rewatched it when we were watching it with my boys, I was like, at the same time, I was like, let's go. It's like, it's just so good. It's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
I think you guys would both respect it for just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
All right, bet.
There's my pitch. Okay. Anyways.
Computer.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the vibes?
So I'm thinking when I do my new setup, I want to have matching.
Segues are weird.
Yeah, segues are weird. I want to have matching monitors.
Sure.
And I like my my curved monitor that I have, my 24-inch AOC, I think is what I have.
The one that I recommend you? Yeah.
So I'm thinking of doing 2 of those. Just because that'd be like a nice display right there. And then I want to have 2 guitars up on the side.
Yeah.
Like kind of a cool setup. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking for my computer of upgrading my CPU and GPU. But you were saying about how with new CPUs and stuff that you might just have to so new motherboard and stuff.
Not necessarily, because you would probably I don't think you need the new stuff, because new stuff, 1, is expensive.
Yeah.
2, it's not going to be not expensive for a while. And 3, like you would have to change your entire computer. Yeah. Essentially, you have to change your motherboard. You have to change your RAM. Even you have to change your power supply for sure. You have to change a lot of things. I think you would still have to change your power. Well, I can't remember.
Well, I got a good power supply.
850, 750.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. We can find out.
Fully modular.
Yeah. We can find out. It's all good. It's probably fine depending on what graphics cards we get. But I just don't recommend it because of those things I listed. And also, you're just cut off at what we're at the dead end. Both of us are at the dead end of our AMD AM4 lineage.
Wait, Jackson, don't you have a 3060?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you need a new graphics card?
I want to upgrade to like a
Well, you can get like a 3080 and like literally never get another graphics card for like the next 5 years.
Exactly. Or,
I think
if I have the extra money, shit out. Like they're coming out with the 40s now, right?
They're
So
so fucking expensive, dude.
They're
well, no,
huge,
not
too.
expensive. Yeah, they're just big, and they're
Yeah.
gonna need a really chonky power supply. Like
Yeah.
so much so that even whatever you have, we probably still need to upgrade it anyway.
And also I really like it's the Ryzen 9, the 5950.
Right.
Yeah.
so for what you do, I probably don't think you need the 5950. That's only just because it's the top of the line.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
For Valorant that I
Mhm.
play, it's a hard CPU game.
Right.
It's not much of a GPU.
Yes,
It's a
correct.
very heavy CPU.
Correct.
And so I'm wanting to just upgrade to. Eventually, I want to just upgrade to something that I know will, like, is top performance of what I
Mhm.
want. So I can get as much frames as I want. Also, when I do play CS:GO or some other games, I want to have that nice GPU, so I'm not bottlenecking either way.
Mhm. So the thing about the 5950X, I know we're saying numbers and letters.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to explain, but that's like tippy top.
Yeah.
Right. But not tippy top for the reason you think. That's because it has 16 cores versus what you have, the 5600G, which is at 6 cores. Which isn't bad
No.
at all. Not bad at all. Most games don't even take that many cores, which is why that idea is why you probably don't need 16 cores.
Yeah.
But at the 5950X, you hear about it. It's like the top of the line. It's the most expensive. You get a ton of cores. but
Besides
it's
the
also-
Threadripper.
Well, okay, yeah. If I'm not a Threadripper, you don't need to hear this from me.
Exactly.
But you actually lose performance as you go up because it's not really about how fast they're clocking at. It's just you have more cores
Yeah.
to divide it, and that's more for not gaming. That's for actual multi-threaded performances like video editing or 3D rendering and
Yeah.
stuff, which actually ends up being more GPU, but that's besides the point. So I mentioned before the show that actually you should probably look at something a little bit more modest, but not quite. The 5800X3D, I think is what it's called. I know it's names.
Yeah.
But the reason why is because 8 cores. It's 2 more cores, So yeah, even though Valorant is CPU intensive, it's not multi-core intensive. It just demands more out of the cores that it does use,
Yeah.
which means you would benefit more from faster cores. And that's the point of this 5800X3D. And not to be confused with the 5800X.
Yeah.
I know. There's a 3D on it. I just say XD because the face, but then there's a 3. I don't know. Or 3D is cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
3DSs are cool.
Mustache face.
Mustache face. Oh, I guess so. Yeah, the like a handlebar mustache face, and he's
Yeah.
XDing like it's 2003. And the reason why is because it's like super like the technology they use, they like stack chips and stuff, and it's really cool tech, things that don't matter to any of you. It doesn't need to matter to you guys.
Yeah.
All you need to know is that it runs fast, as fast, or if not faster than the current newly released Ryzen 9 7900, the newest one that pumps like 200 some odd watts of power and runs at 90 degrees Celsius. 95 degrees is its target, and it runs just as fast with 3/4 of the cores. Why is that the case? Well, fuck if I know.
Yeah.
It's just some engineering technology bullshit that makes this one really good. So that's why I say if it's just for gaming, and you can still stream too, because you can stream with 8 cores.
Yeah.
If it's for streaming
I
too,
stream with
Yeah.
6 cores.
yeah, it's fine.
Or did.
It did. Maybe like
Yeah.
who knows. But that's what I think I would do for my money, because you would not see a benefit from even getting 12 cores.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'd be like, oh well, you know what? Let's just make it meet in the middle, 10 cores. I would be very
Yeah.
happy. But I think the 5800 X3D
Yeah.
is probably a better buy,
Mustache face.
unless you're just like, I have the money, sure, but you would put performance on the table, because those cores are not as fast at the 5800
Yeah.
or
Okay.
X3D. But that's something to think about. If you want to meet in the middle, probably like a 59, you get 12 cores, and they're a little faster than the 5950,
Yeah.
and you'll get more cores than you'll ever need to use. And if you never want to buy another CPU ever again, then maybe.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you just want purely Valorant FPS,
Yeah.
5800 X3D.
All right.
Oh, I nailed it that time. It's pretty good.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good job.
I'm kind of at a point with my setup that all I need is more RAM, and I
Mhm.
just haven't gotten around to it because I been distracted.
Honestly, same. For me, it's just more RAM and storage, a lot of storage. I'm waiting for Black Friday to come through. I'm gonna buy a shit ton of storage.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Actually,
I always, every year, whenever Black Friday hits, I always buy storage.
Yes,
more drives, because that's just. Well, they get down in price every year, and it's awesome. And then Black Friday hits, and you're like, hell yeah! Usually components, they go on sale, like CPUs and GPUs, but not as much as you would like them to be.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes pretty good, but I don't care too
not
much.
Not good enough.
Not good. I mean, like 10%. Sometimes maybe like 12-15%.
Oh man, you're only gonna make a 60% profit margin on
well,
this.
maybe for the lower CPUs that's probably is a good bargain, but when you get higher it's not that good, which sounds ironic because usually it's the other way around,
right?
But with a lower price tag from 180 to like, I don't know, or like 150 to like 120, you're like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
also am thinking, like, I like the 24-inch. I'm thinking about 27.5, just a little bit bigger, but like I want to play on someone that has a curved 27.5 just to see what it's like, because I'm with the 24 where like when I'm playing I can be looking at my crosshair and looking where I go, and I can just move my eyes upwards and see my map. I feel like if I go that hair bit bigger, I'll actually have to start moving.
So the thing, it's funny, I was just talking about this because remember my cousin Surya, sorry, I just name dropped you, my fault. That's okay, we're cool. And maybe she'll be on the show sometime. Remind me to bleep that out, Zach. Her name. At what time?
1 hour 16.
Okay, Jackson, you remember 1 hour 6. We were just talking about this because she wants a new monitor as well. Like literally the other week, or this week actually. And she was thinking about getting a 27-inch as well. That's a 27-inch. It's really big. Like you don't think it's that much bigger.
Oh, it is.
But it's really big, even for me. And that's the thing I desire the most, is it for be really big. So I get two big 27-inch monitors. I'm like, shit, this kind of, especially I have one of them vertical now, and that saved a ton of space. I recommend vertical if you ever want to try it. I recommend it. It's pretty good.
I'm thinking of doing either one vertical on the opposite side or one longer one on top.
That's a vibe. I can't picture myself doing this a lot, but sometimes it's just a look up. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet though, so I don't want to say. Also, it would block my webcam a little bit.
Yeah.
But so if you're going for 27 inches, this is the thing I said. Not only is it big, if you have to go at least 1440p, which may be in your wheelhouse anyways, which would be okay. But she wanted to go 1080p. What's the problem? Well, not many people may notice it, but I notice it, especially when you're looking kind of closer. You start to lose quality. You lose the pixels per inch. The PPIs, the nice sharpness, because it's 1080p and it's just bigger.
You start losing PPs.
You start losing the PPs. I don't have enough PP for this move. It's not great. I don't think it looks very good. Some people, maybe I never mentioned it, they never know.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where like I see it and I can't unsee it. Maybe I told her like, hey, go to like Costco or something. Look at the monitors they have on display. If you can find a 27-inch 1080p, if you're not fazed by it, then maybe you'll be fine. But like it's tough because it's science. You take one thing and you stretch it, it's just not gonna, you know what I mean?
Well, and also, you're used to looking at 4K and 1440p panels. And so like
that's not true. Well, I am, yes, but I see 1080p panels all the time. Well, that's 720p. That's 720p as well. Album's monitors are 1080p. I look at 1080p panels all the time.
I thought you were gonna throw it at me, and I got kind of.
I don't have the RhinoShield.io case on right now, so I'm not going to. But yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
It's a lot easier to tell with those types of things, and it's like going from 144 hertz back to 60 hertz. And
that's the other thing. I want to go higher hertz.
If you're wanting,
that's gonna hurt your wallet.
Yeah, if you're wanting to go 27.5 inches, and it's 144 hertz, and it's 1440p, it's like things are kind of stacking up against you, and then you're kind of walking that fine line of like, is it worth it? Because like the difference between 24 inches and 27 inches isn't that much, but also at the same time, that's going to end up marginally changing what price bracket you're going into.
My thing also is that like I set it up a lot to where if I'm just chilling in my room, not playing games, I'll put like a show on or a movie on, and I like being able to like watch that movie from the other side of my room with my speakers on. So it's like 24, it's fine. Just that little, always feel like that a little bit more would help with that.
Sure. For that use case, then yeah, I would say so.
So for me, I feel like it would almost be worth it if I just stayed with 24s here and then had a one up top that was bigger for stuff like that.
So you're thinking 3 monitors?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that would be fine then. Yeah. And if you're across the room, then 1080p would be fine as well.
Yeah.
Because then you're not as close and you can't distinguish the pixels as much. But then again, I don't know. Then you may want to, at that point, maybe go 1440p. But it is also a third monitor. So how much do you want to spend on that, you know?
Yeah.
But I will say, yeah, go ahead.
My main monitor, though, I'm wanting to, if I do fully get like a new setup and upgrade everything, I also want to move my hertz up to 240 or maybe even 360. I don't know.
If you're gonna do that,
because if I can support the frames on most of my games and get that, man, shit, I'd go ahead and go for it if I'm already spending the money.
Sure. Well, you're only gonna get that on Valorant. But no, just kidding. Maybe other games. But then I would honestly. So monitors have gotten a lot cheaper. Yeah, a lot cheaper. Panels have gotten a lot cheaper just because of the time, right?
Yeah.
That display I got right there, 1440p, 27 inches, 144 hertz. One of the first one of the first IPS high refresh rate monitors that doesn't suck ass. Actually, the first IPS. I bought that for $500, which is more expensive than my 4K panel right next to it.
Yeah.
And I looked at it again, and now it's like $300. Which is interesting. And then while we're looking at monitors for Asuria, my cousin, we were looking at, like, she's linked me some, like, she's like, oh yeah, I found some like 144 hertz, 27 inch, 1080p. Okay, cool, yeah. This one's 240 hertz and stuff. It's like under $200. I'm like,
what?
Okay, but it's like, it's probably shit, right? And it's like TN panel or some shit. No, they're like IPS. I'm like, wow. Shut up. And I look at these and they are. Now, some of them are like, you know, maybe they compromise on, I mean, they have to compromise on certain things. But some of them, they're like, fine. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
They're like, they're fine. I'm like, oh, God, that's pretty good. So you can probably get pretty, I mean, for 240, you're going to get pretty up there, but not as up there as you would literally like less than a year ago.
Yeah.
So you're in a good place. And especially whenever you just you're not deciding probably to change everything up now.
No.
Yeah. It maybe in like
still have to build the whole house.
Right, exactly. So by then it'll be looking pretty good. And then maybe by then, Black Friday rolls around again. I don't know, something like that, or some sales or something. It'd be pretty good. And you can honestly probably find a really nice, I would probably, if you're going to get a 27 and stick it up top, I would bring it to 24 inches for a high refresh rate panel.
Yeah.
I think
or get a 30 for up top. Who knows?
Let's get a fucking TV.
Exactly.
At that point, why not? I think if I was to upgrade anything in my setup, I think I would definitely get some more RAM, and I might upgrade to a 30 series card. I don't know. I don't feel like I need to, just because the 2080 is just such a fucking beast.
Dude, you get a shit ton of frames already.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Your 2080 is going to do the same thing as his 3060.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad.
Also,
because I spent $900 for that card.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, like, not to be like trashing on you, but like, I play like every night.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not playing every night or even every other night. Like,
yeah. So
for what you've been doing, I feel like what the setup you have works good. And you have a 4K monitor now, right?
No, I have a I think it's a 1440 or a 1080.
The one I gave you?
Yeah.
1080.
Oh, it's 1080, 144.
Yeah.
And so what I was just about to say was, I think I'm going to do something similar to what Arthur did, where he has a high refresh rate and also he has a 4K panel. Yeah. And so I'm thinking about making it so that the second monitor that I'm using now, which is just 1080 60, I'm going to get a 4K 60.
Yeah, upgrading your monitors and more RAM probably is the best move for you.
I'll do RAM burst, but I will say maybe you don't need 4K necessarily if you're going to vert monitor like me.
I'm not going to do that.
You're not gonna vertical monitor?
No,
Oh, leave.
bro. Why would I buy a 4K panel just to like vertical it?
Because it's really nice and you get a lot of resolution for vertical space.
You get a lot of resolution
lot of
for
sharpness.
reading Twitch chat.
Yes. No, I have so many fucking windows. It's nice.
Yeah, I think if anything, I would use that for like media consumption and all of
Watching
that kind
TikTok's vertical in a 4K monitor.
on a 27-inch 4K monitor.
Yes.
Watching TikTok.
This is why we game.
Playing a Gario or Slither.io.
Does that exist still?
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
I played it in the store when I was working. If it was slow, That would
Dude,
be
it's so funny
GeoMaps.
because if you think about it, we have. Wow, where did that thought go? Gone. Out the window.
Slither.io. VG
Oh yeah,
games?
we saw all of those fucking browser games pop up, and like Angry Birds was like the hottest commodity, and there was some guy who sold an iPhone that had the original Flappy Bird on it.
Yeah, that's right.
People still do that.
That's crazy. I should
Wait, they
never.
still do that?
I should revive my iPhone 6. And then sell it.
I have it
Flappy
on.
Bird.
I have it on my iPod 5.
Dude.
Yeah,
Doesn't my iPod 5 still works? It probably doesn't.
I have to charge it and get it to full battery, and then I can use it while it's still in the charger for like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
and
I
then
got
it'll die again.
I think mine's like done for. I mean, replace the battery. But well, I mean, it's basically just the replacement for Flash games.
Yeah.
Because they're gone now.
I
Yeah.
miss Flash games.
Well, I mean, a lot of them have been like restored, or like, you know, the whole thing where just before Flash, the Windows getting announced, people are trying to convert it as much as possible, but it's hard because there's legal rights. Some people, like some of them, just you can't even contact them anymore because old contact, they might be dead. I don't know, you know, stuff like that. Or the contact doesn't work anymore, things like that.
What a great era that was.
I know there is still like my Christian. He showed like one time when I set up his new computer, you know, and then I didn't have any games yet, and I was like, oh, you know, why don't I want to run a stress test real quick? Is there like any browser games that are like 3D intensive? He's like, yeah, sure. And he pulls me. I don't even know what website it was. I don't know what website it was, and it's like a bunch of Flash games. I'm like,
Cool math games.
it wasn't that. It wasn't even Y8. It was like, I don't even know what it was. It was never something I'd never seen before. And I was like, and I pogged again.
Yeah.
IRL, because I started doing this now. And then I'm like, holy moly, that's crazy. So we started playing some 3D rendered browser Flash games, which probably aren't Flash, but you know, converted or something like that. I'm like, this is cool as shit. This is cool as shit.
Dude, I remember back in the day, like when
he said unironically, that's crazy.
back in my day, when we would be in like computer lab in middle school, and they blocked all the stereotypical sites like Cool Math Games and everything like that, and then there were the websites that hosted the games that were not blocked on school computers.
Games.
Unblock games, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
It was literally called Unblock Games.
That's
There was
fucking
multiple different websites. They had like the Bloom Tower Defense 3 on there. They had like the demo version of what was the Happy Wheels?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that is a game that would not fly by today for kids.
But yeah, they had all those games on there.
I was one of my favorite tricks that never got patched was you go to Nickelodeon, like nick.com or whatever, and I mean there's some fun games, you know. There's like remember iCarly Pac Rat, which is Pac-Man. I hate plays Pac-Man.
Yeah.
But they had a link to Cool Math games.
Oh.
They had a link to Cool Math
Yeah.
Games?
I know, right?
Huh.
It was like in sub drop downs, and you find it. I'm like, oh, and you click on it. Always worked.
Weird.
It always worked. And I'm like, why does it? Even to this day, I don't know why it would work, because I mean, other than maybe it's a redirect URL, but to my understanding, it was just a URL. So I don't know why it wouldn't, why it wasn't blocked. But I was like, hey man, shit, I don't know.
Wait.
That was my.
I'm
that was my
gonna
strat.
play some fucking. Oh, what was it called?
Fireboy.
Learn to Fly. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that one. That was it the penguin one, right?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
penguin where you make like the paper airplane wings.
I was played Run 2.
Run 2 was pretty
Oh
great.
yeah, that was the one that I was originally
I was so
thinking
bad at that. for no reason, because it's not that hard of a game.
I was insane.
It's not that hard of a game, like a concept. But I sucked at that for some reason. But I'm bad at those infinite runner games, like Temple Run and stuff. I'm bad at those.
Do you remember piano tiles?
Yeah.
I think my parents are home. Nice. They're back from Lincoln City.
That's sick.
Yeah. I think.
So
unless that's my grandparents, because they're also gone.
Yeah, piano tiles. Yeah, I played it.
Which one?
Piano
it
tiles?
had like the 4.
On the phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I sucked at that too. Because it was like, it wasn't based off of like, or it was kind of based off of a timing, but it was more of the song went with you.
Yeah.
So you didn't really miss. It was just whether you're early or not early. Because I play rhythm games on my phone. I play my anime rhythm games, right?
Yeah.
And whether you miss them or not, the song keeps going. So it's like Guitar Hero, right?
Yeah.
So the song doesn't slow down or anything. That threw me off. So that you remember Boxhead, the zombie game? Do you ever get that one?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not that popular because whenever I bring it up, nobody knows. But all my family, my age group, all played it because it was awesome. You can play like co-op and share the keyboard and stuff, and it was fun. And you can do PvP. It was zombies and stuff. It was awesome. It was bloody as shit.
What a good time.
What a great time that was. Yeah.
Guess what I did a few weeks ago?
What'd you do?
So
Took a poop.
yeah.
Nice.
You guys ever met like obviously like when we've met because we live near each other of people you've met online and played games with?
Oh.
I have finally met people that I've been playing games with for the last 2 years
That's awesome.
up in Canada.
Canada.
I drove all the way up to Vancouver to go to a concert and to meet a bunch of friends I play games with.
That's cool.
Dude, it was so much fun.
That's awesome. What concert?
It's this dude called Anuki. He's a super good like it's like pop stuff, but it's like pop, rap, R&B kind of stuff.
Sure.
And he puts out some really good songs. They're really groovy. His concert was freaking amazing.
For sure.
We had VIP and actually got to go back to the green room.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, meeting everyone was so cool. Like it's funny because like I'm like just a white dude.
Okay.
You go to Vancouver, it's a very heavy Asian community up there. Only white dude in the entire group. Dude, it was so much fun. It was like I was back at homecoming.
Welcome to my life.
Prom. Yeah. But yeah, dude, it was fun. We went to the mall up there when you got food. I have not had so much amazing freaking Asian food in my life, and it was I loved it. I went to an authentic ramen place.
Hell
Yeah.
There's this one that's by, I think you guys would love to get a kick out of this. Yeah, I think I told you about this anime store, like in Beaverton.
Yeah.
Which
yeah, my
literally,
coworker goes there.
Kino, I already forgot. Kinokuniya, I think is what it's
Yeah,
called.
I think so.
It's literally just it's like a Japanese Uijimaya, I think. It's just a Japanese grocery store. And then in the corner, there's just this bussin' ass anime shop. I was like, what? Why do we not have this in the corner of like a Fred Meyer's?
Right.
I would go to Fred Meyer's all the time. I would continue using my rewards card.
Yeah.
But right
get
next
so many more gas points.
no, honestly, right next to it, it's just this bussin' ass ramen shop. And it's like, it's awesome. It's nothing insane, but it's just like the vibe is so cool. Like it's just there's this Japanese store, there's a Japanese basically convenience store, bookstore type of thing with magazines and all sorts of Japanese imports. And then right next to it is a shop where it's like, there's the white folk and stuff, but it's like you come in and it's like, you just have my say. I'm like, oh yeah, what's good? Yeah.
What's good, fool?
What's good, fool? And then
What up, motherfucker?
what up, motherfucker? And then it's a cool vibe and you hear people speaking Japanese in the back, like hell yeah, and you're like, I like this, the Japanese experience. No, but yeah, Beaverton is also really like a heavy anime. I mean, I guess so. Asian,
Yeah,
as well,
dude. So they took me to a Thai place the morning or like the afternoon that I was leaving. Like no one spoke English there. It was awesome.
Heck yeah, that's some good food there.
Dude. They brought out this full. We got one thing, and it took up the entire table. Big soup in the middle, a bunch of extra stuff. And they got these like, what were they? They're like it was some sort of type of vegetable or something like that, but it was super spicy.
Papaya salad,
So
probably. Tamahung. I don't know what they call it in Thai.
So when we were there, like it was a group. It was just me and the two girls. And they, I guess up there, like all the white people up there that they know, no spice.
Right.
Like no, like typical thing. Boy, I grew up on spice. I freaking love it.
Hell
I go to
yeah.
an Asian place and they're like, how hot do you want it? Out of 5. I'm like 5. No one ever believes me. I love it.
Yeah. Good.
Dude, I'm sitting there and I grab from that plate and throw it on and start eating, and both of them just look at me like, "Hold, you good? You sure you want to eat that?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I want to eat this." It smells spicy. It smells like it'll give me some freaking problems in my nostrils. I want to. Dude, they were astonished that the fact that a white dude loved
Well, yeah, I would
hot,
be too.
spicy food.
I would be too. Like, that's not even like a looking down upon thing. It's just like they just don't.
Yeah,
You know,
you don't
they
see
usually
it, so
don't.
it
You don't see it,
surprises
so it
you.
is
Like,
very surprising.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that place was so good. They had best freaking potatoes of my life for there. I don't know what they do with them, but they're just little cubes, and they season them like perfectly. Oh,
It's because they're Canadian potatoes. Eh?
Yeah.
it's
They got
Canadian.
potatoes.
I'm pretty sure most potatoes still come from Idaho. Actually, no, it's weird. Washington produces more potatoes than Idaho.
Really?
And Idaho produces more apples than Washington.
What? But Idaho is like potatoes.
And Washington is
Yeah, is it-
apples. Yeah.
That makes my brain hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's kinda
USA. I love America.
It's kind of like how Greenland is all ice and then Iceland is all green.
I heard that was because or like Vikings and
It
shit.
is.
Mhm.
Whenever they found both of those islands, they're like, we're gonna switch them so that people think that Iceland is uninhabitable.
It's pretty high IQ if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Honestly, especially for
Pulled
that
a
day and age.
Uno reverse card.
Yeah. No, dude, it was so much fun.
That's awesome. You don't see that often. It's like white people liking spicy food, and it's not like a bad thing because I get it. You know,
Yeah.
growing up in America, yeah, it's really spicy, and the whole argument of like, I'd rather enjoy my food than have the food hurt me. I get it.
Yeah.
Even I don't go that
The
spicy.
one I can't do is where my level ends is curry. Like Indian food and all that stuff. Oh.
I haven't had spicy curry. I just have spicy, just like Laos food that we have a lot, which is just essentially just Thai peppers, the little
yeah.
tiny Thai chili peppers.
Yeah.
little tiny, but they pack a punch.
Yeah. The little tiny guys have a lot of power.
They got a lot of power. And basically, you say 5. Oh, they put like 5 of them in there. They chop them up and they leave the seeds in there, and you go,
Uh-huh.
it's good as shit. My uncle, he makes like this beef jerky. You don't even taste the damn beef jerky. You're just like, it's good as shit. I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny because my tolerance for spicy food is not on the same level as Jackson's, but I can enjoy some spicy
Yeah.
food. Like
I'm also weird. I like spicy food, but I also love just steaming hot shit.
Yes.
Like I gotta have.
You're a psychopath. Oh my god. Can we talk
No,
about
go
this for a
ahead.
second?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so this motherfucker right here.
Like a right out of the oven type of shit.
Yeah.
While it's in the oven type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That is
so-
psychopathic.
yeah. So this man right here, this guy.
That guy.
He will. I'll make a pot of coffee at my house.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'll make a pot of
Jackson.
coffee, and it'll just get done, and that shit basically was boiling for the last couple minutes, and it's like, okay, you got to wait a little bit for it to cool down.
I learned this from my dad. Continue.
So basically, what he'll do is he'll take the pot, pour himself a cup of coffee. No creamer, no nothing, no judgment. But he'll just start sipping on it and just walk away. And I'm like, bro, are you okay?
Oh,
What the fuck?
I thought you were gonna mention something I got from my dad. I guess I haven't been around you too much. Now I put it in the microwave because it's not hot enough.
What?
Yep.
You started doing that?
Yes.
Are you okay?
No.
Who hurt you?
I don't even-
life.
I am the opposite. If I had to pick, I pick iced coffee.
Yeah. I
Which
like
is-
iced coffee
Well,
too.
yeah, sure. Well, I like hot
but,
coffee too, but
like-
I'm not.
But like I'm at,
I
when
let
I,
it sit for 5 minutes.
when I get to work, it's like, okay, I've driven to work. I need coffee and I still have to make it.
Mhm.
And like during the summer, I don't do it.
Mhm.
Wintertime when it's colder, I like to do it because then it just keeps me warm.
Sure.
Also the hotter it is, the longer it's warm.
Right.
And so
Do you have
I'll
a thermos?
no, because I make the coffee pot at work, and then I just pour it into a cup.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll take it and I'll put it in the microwave for like 10-15 seconds just to heat up just that tiny bit more, so the mug's also hot.
That's fair.
And then I'll do that. No, my dad is a psycho on a different level because he drove trucks for 20 years, I think. More than that, 24 years, I think, actually.
Sure.
And he's the type of dude where he'll take it boiling off of like the Keurig, and then we'll put it into the microwave for 30 seconds. And he's accidentally done that off of like habit, and then given it to my mom, and it burned her tongue.
Oh, yeah, because your mom is a normal human being.
Yeah. And my dad is psychotic when it comes to that. So I've kind of followed in his footsteps.
Sure.
And I like really hot, like really temperature hot stuff. But then there's also been times like last time we took a trip over to Pendleton. This was right before last. Remember we drove back from Pendleton and then we came straight here.
Yeah, that was last time. That was last episode.
So when we left here in Vancouver, we stopped at Fairway, or like the coffee place, and then we got the little breakfast like things that they have.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, what is it called?
It's like a stuffed bagel.
Yeah, basically. And they handed it to us, and we get on the road, and I pull mine out, and I take a bite, and it's not even cold outside; it's warm outside.
And keep in mind, we're in a heated car.
Yes, and it is steaming out of my mouth. He has a video of it, and I'm just sitting there eating it as it's steaming out of the pocket and then out of my mouth as well. I'm just.
So you're like a cup of noodles type of, like, I don't even wait 3 minutes.
No.
It's like a oh yeah, it's deep and hot. But you know what? I respect that. In anime, the poster behind you,
Which
the
one?
cute, the one right directly behind you, of the cute two girls in the mountains. Yeah, or just in general in anime, one of the coolest aesthetics is super cold, like, and then eating hot things.
Yes.
It's super. It's like it's my aesthetic. I love that aesthetic.
The aesthetic is amazing, and also actually doing it is amazing.
Yeah, it
feels
is.
like- I
It's
love
pretty great. So you
I
are
have a
the
question.
human embodiment of, in my mind, of that idea,
Yeah.
which is great.
How do you not burn yourself? Have you just been acclimated?
I think it's
just
just
said get
tolerated.
good.
It's
Just get
just
good.
it's just tolerance.
Zach, you're just built different. Zach.
So I've been doing it for so long that like all of a sudden like it's really hot and I get used to that, and then my tongue gets used to it, and then all of a sudden, but I still want that like almost burning sensation, so it keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. So then it gets to that point where also I'm microwaving it, and it's like, oh crap, I still want to have that little bit of bite to it on that when I first put it in my mouth. And I think that's really just what it comes from. And where it originally stemmed from was when I was growing up. I have two siblings. I have a brother and a sister.
Sure.
And my mom would usually only make enough leftovers to maybe one or maybe a second person could have leftovers.
Okay.
Both me and my brother loved food. Especially a lot of the noodles and stuff that my mom made. So as soon as dinner's ready, we race down there to get our plates, sit down, and eat all your food on your plate as fast as you can, so that you can go grab seconds and be the only one to get seconds, and then you can take your time with seconds. So it stemmed from that of where, all right, this is right off the pan.
Right.
Eat it as fast as possible. It doesn't matter if it's hot or not. So then you get used to that, and that's just the way I grew up. So I think that's where it stems from, is that I just naturally am able to eat hotter food, and therefore when I drink coffee, it needs to be hotter as well.
I think that's good. I mean, usually you want food to be like hot to warm anyways, so you don't really give it a chance to be cold.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Which it also sucks whenever I go out and eat or with that one.
Okay. Yeah, that one.
Because he will sit there and blow his food till it's like warm, not hot, but warm. And then he's also a slow eater, which also stems from eating as fast as you can so you can get the next one.
Yeah.
So I'm a fast eater,
Yeah, me too.
and I eat it as soon as it gets in my hands.
Right.
I
Same.
pulled Hot Pockets out of the oven before
Okay, that's
when I'm over at his place
all right.
because I was hungry.
I understand, but that you know, of all things you said, I can picture it. Hot Pockets, I can't. That's just
Pizza rolls
Hot
straight out of the
Pockets
oven.
is just
Yeah, pizza
Hot air.
rolls is the one I was talking about.
that's still hot air.
Yeah.
Even with stuffing, it's just hot air. Hot air is the hottest that things can be.
So there was one time, I think it was for like New Year's or something like that, that we both got severely drunk.
Yes, of course.
And we both got really hungry all of a sudden, and it was like 2 a.m. So we went downstairs and threw some of those pizza rolls onto a thing and put it in the oven. And then we're sitting there watching them, and we're about to pull them out. And he opens up that thing, and then goes to reach with the glove to pull it out, and I reached over and just grabbed it off of the skillet and then threw it in and started eating. Yeah. It's a problem.
I mean, in the same way that, okay, so first of all, that's called nerve damage. And then second of all, I mean, that's the same idea of like, let's say a chef, right? You ever see a chef just handle a fucking hot pot? Just like a hot pan or whatever? It's like,
Yeah.
Just like,
Yo.
Yeah.
The guys who work on like construction, like the Mexican community and all that stuff, those guys, they'll take those tortillas and throw it onto a hot plate, and then we'll flip it with their hand.
Yes.
I don't know how they do that. Like, I even can't fathom how they do that because they just reach on there on this thing that'll like will literally burn to the tip, and they'll just grab that and just.
Well, I mean,
and then reach under and grab it to pull it off.
I can barely even grab like a handle that's not like rubber, or whatever. When I worked at a restaurant and we had this big ass pho pot, right? Awesome as shit, hot as shit.
Yeah.
And I am in the back. I'm cleanie guy. I'm dishwasher guy.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, can you grab the pho and can you store it and wash it? Like, yeah, sure. And every time I hate it because first of all, the damn dials, like the heat dials, are also metal and not rubberized. So they're hot as shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
And I gotta grab this hot ass hot, cheap ass Asian pot with no rubber or silicone or anything on the handle. But I hate that shit. I actually have a phobia of like hot things.
See, that's also where I don't have a problem because I work with metal.
Sure.
When I was in college, doing stuff, if I would scrap a part or something like that I just started turning on the lathe. So you're rubbing metal against metal, pulling it off.
Yeah.
It heats up.
Yes.
And there's been a few times where I actually burned myself from grabbing it to pull it off so I can restart. So the guys that were in the quarters ahead of me, we always gave each other shit. Like, it's just what you do. So they would always like make fun of me for something, and then as payback, I would always hand them super fucking hot shit.
Hey, yo, that's fucked. Yo, that's fucked. Yo, that's fucked.
I would fuck up a part, and it looks like it's basically done, but I maybe fucked up in the last part or something like that. And I would grab it, and I'd feel it. I'm like, all right, this is almost too much for me to handle. And I would walk over there. And I was like, hey, Ryder, can you look at this? Yeah, sure. I hand it to him and fucking drops it and fucking basically I got out of talking to because one day it actually burned a dude's hand.
No shit.
Yeah. But I was holding it with my bare hand. That's the thing.
Okay, but
so,
you
like,
are you.
I'm like that. So like hot
I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm built different.
I'm just a fucking nuisance.
But yeah, so like stemming from that, like I can handle hot stuff too with my hands. Oh, dude,
You've
chefs-
done this to me.
Yes, I have. Chefs are a different breed. My brother is
The nerves in their hand don't work anymore.
my brother is also a chef. He actually went to schooling for chef, and now he actually teaches culinary. And there's been times where like you go to Mexican restaurant and you get like just a plate of something like that, and they come back like, careful, the plate is hot. And it's like normal people's like, you grab the plate, it's like, me usually I can actually grab the plate and like kind of move it. It's like, yeah, maybe it's a little hot, whatever. Dude, I've seen my brother like carries it out. The waitress carries it out with mitts.
Yeah.
Puts it on the table. Careful, the plate is insanely hot. Puts it down in front of you. And I've seen my brother just and then look at us like,
what a thug.
what? It's like I'm like grabbing paper towels just to freaking push it away from me so it's not so close to my shirt.
That's
chefs are on a different level.
Chefs are nuts. I don't know whether to respect that or be worried.
Yeah.
But I'll do both.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we're all kind of acclimated to things that are a little bit weird to other people.
Yeah.
And like,
for you, it's animals.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I would be so terrified.
Okay, so
being in your
it's
shoes.
so funny.
I hate dealing with cats.
Oh man, I'm just not. I enjoy animals, but I don't know if I could. I couldn't even be close to what Zach has to do.
No.
It's funny that you guys say that, and I'm quite flattered.
He's so steez on himself.
Yeah, I'm a man. Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
My time. Zach's corner.
Zach's Corner. So it's really cool because, you know, you say that and that's been built over the course of a really long time.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I've been dealing with animals that don't want to deal with me for a very, very long time, for longer than I can remember. And, you know, especially more recently, it's been with cats that are angry and have chosen violence.
Most cats?
Most cats.
Yes, basically. And so, you know, it used to be like anytime a cat would like sit there and hiss at me, I'd be like, nope, fuck that. And then it kind of progressed over the course of time to now, you know, we have bite gloves, right? They're just like giant mitts that go up to like my elbow. And, you know, those are to make sure that, you know, if you were to get bit, it wouldn't, you know, go through your hand to the bone.
Right. Yeah.
And so, you know, I've maybe worn those bite gloves like 3 times. And those were with cats that have tried to bite me already or have bit other people.
Yeah.
These damn rock climbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that like that's just
No,
It becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
Like, it's a part of your trade, so you do it.
it's an extension of
time.
your arm.
Yeah,
It's like
but
the
then
blade.
you get used to it. But
It's an
then like
extension of your arm.
it's like me with hot stuff or whatever like that. You get used to it, and then the normal people who don't work in your line
Mhm.
or aren't in your line of work, it's like insane to them. Well, it's also like talking to someone about building a PC,
Mhm.
but they only know like, wait, what do you mean build it? It comes in the box from Intel. Like
Mhm.
it's the same thing. It's like that same thing of basically like, what is the word? You're just used to it, but to the outside people, it's just weird.
Yeah. I mean, when I was building your computer, we're talking about this the other day, where I was like, I'm comfortable with building computers.
Yeah,
So much so that when we were building a computer, we're talking
we had
about
a
it,
full problem, and you're like,
just fucking turn it off.
Yeah.
Or like when I was helping you build like or put your CPU, like your dad was there. I remember this so specifically because I found this moment funny. You may have forgot it, but I found it really
oh,
funny.
I remember it.
Oh, it was like when we're putting the CPU in and stuff, and I was talking about like the motherboard. It looks like there's a lot of things, a lot of pins and stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to touch it. And then I sit there sarcastically, just start rubbing shit and touching the pins a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just trying to. Obviously that's stupid. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like obviously it's stupid to with your bare hands to grab something hot out the lathe.
Yeah.
But I'm very comfortable with it, and I know my limits. Like I know when that's I'm not gonna like. I'm not gonna bend something for fun and bend it back. I know what I when one of the computer builds I did for my cousin Brandon, I took the CPU tower cooler by my hands and I flailed the motherboard that was attached to it around for fun. And when I was taking the GPU out, I was shaking it like I was gonna fucking break it out, for comedic value. And yes, that's stupid. Don't do that. But as someone who's built a lot of computers, I'm comfortable.
You know the limitations.
You know the limitations, and you know when something can be satirical but funny.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I can. It's all good. Let me just shake this a little bit. It's okay. It's all good. It's fine. I will do that, but I will never take a USB stick out without ejecting it first safely. The dichotomy of man. You know what I mean?
Oh, you hate me.
I did that to this computer, and I sent you a snap. You see that blue screen?
Yeah.
Just before you guys came here, the computer here was blue screening because I just yanked a USB out.
Huh.
So stop doing that.
We have
So stop doing that.
So we have a laptop at work that every time we do code for one of our machines, we just take the USB out, put it in the machine, then we run off the USB. I probably just pull that USB out of both the machine and the computer 20 times a day. And it's been doing that for the guy who's worked there, he's been doing that for the last probably 12 years.
I'd rather just not brush my teeth.
Yeah.
That's fucked. That's psychotic.
Yeah, as I said, you'd hate me for it.
Oh yeah, I would cringe so damn hard.
Do you want to know what my version of you waving around
Sure.
the motherboard by the cooler would be? So
Owning big dogs.
no. I mean, there are a couple different ways that I could. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm such a badass. But
It's okay. You can toot your horn. It's all good. It's your time. It's your moment. Go ahead.
I don't want to do my horn. It makes
You're
me
so-
uncomfortable.
You're so steezed though. Come on. Where's that energy?
I'll toot your horn.
I'll teach her too.
Now I don't like that I haven't won.
We have reached the latter half.
We have reached the tail end. So basically, my version of that is just kind of not really being concerned about. So we have signs that say use caution on them. And usually those are the cats that want to choose violence.
Yeah.
And so basically when I see that sign, you know, usually people would grab like a towel and bike gloves and all of that kind of stuff just to like do it proper. I just raw dog it. I just like
Sounds like a bet.
Yeah. It's like, are you use caution? Let's find out. And you know, I'll just kind of like check out the situation, see how bad it is. And if this cat is just like really dickish for no reason, then I'll grab maybe a towel. And then like that's the extent of the protection that I give myself, just because like with bike gloves and 2 towels, I have no idea where the fuck the cat is. Cause you're just like,
fair.
It's like, it's like trying to feel like a part of your body with a pair of oven mitts on and then like 2 pairs of gloves. That's basically how it would feel.
Yeah. See, I have the same thing with guitars too. Cause like handing somebody, you're holding onto the end of the neck of a guitar and you just hand them with the body towards them. And it's like, why are you doing that? You're holding it just by the neck sideways. That's like a no. Or picking up a guitar by the strings.
I fucking hate you for that.
That's a no.
That's a big no for a lot of reasons.
But if you know the limitations of which guitar you're grabbing and like which strings are on there, like there's instances where like, yeah, you can do it. Like this is a piece of crap guitar, but it'll hold up.
Sure,
you can't. There's no other way I can grab it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did this one. He has this old cheap little acoustic at his place. I just put new strings on it, and it was sitting down in the middle of like kind of the clutter, and in front of him and the other guy, or Alec. I just reach over there, like just grab on the strings and pull it up towards me, and then grab the body and then pull it. Dude, they were about to
from the sound hole, right? Not Okay.
Yeah, they're about to kick me out of the house.
Okay.
I was about to throw hands.
I'm okay with that because the bridge? Is that what it's called, right? That's pretty. It's pretty tight.
Dude, everything is really tight and it's really secure.
It gets more delicate as you go up the neck.
Yeah, when you go, it's also harder to grab it up there. Well, but if you have a heavier guitar or like an electric guitar, I wouldn't do it. But for a cheap little acoustic guitar, and I'm grabbing all 6 strings, I'm not too worried about it. I worked in restrung guitars for the last year and a half at a store, and then I've worked on guitars longer than that. Like, I know it's not going to break anything, but it might destroy your strings. But
you know, even to that extent, my music tutor, like I don't know how to change my. Well, I mean, I do, but I don't do it. Yeah. So I just don't know because I haven't done it. But my music tutor would. Who was I talking to about this? Was it you?
Me.
You.
Me.
Wait, I'm so confused. I heard me, and then I looked over you, and you said me. I'm like, oh.
Why did we just like unironically Spider-Man meme?
So I don't know how to change my strings, but I mean I do because I've seen it 1,000 times, but I haven't done it myself because my music tutor would do it because I'm 12 and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared. But every time I'd watch her, like she was like fucking ruthless because she's a musician, you know, she's toured back in her days, you know, she's like, I'll just do it. And she's like, you know, twisting spinning the tuning the pegs, and it's like this bare string is just like spinning around, boing, and then it's like could literally just poke her. She's like, oh yeah, it might jab you. Like, what do you mean it might jab me?
I've seen a dude. I feel horrible telling this story. So I was working with one of my coworkers, Sean. I'll say his name just because. Okay. Just because of this, we did a thing of who can restring a guitar the fastest.
I can already see where this is going, and I'm a mix of excited.
So we both
terrified.
had electric drills for doing the pegs to make it go faster, and so we were like go, and I put on the little tuning knob, and I start spinning it, and I just undo it a little bit, and then cut it, and then cut it. I look over at him. He literally just grabs all 6 strings, grabs them together, takes the pliers at full tension. Dude, dude, they freaking just.
That's a
Wait, at
that's a
full tension?
that's a spring. That is a spring.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. Full on cuts him, just pulls him out. I stop and just look at him like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then he puts the new ones on there and just fucking goes through it. He did a restring in 3 minutes.
okay, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly. They were. We did them on like the really cheap guitars that we had just gotten in for like rental stock.
Okay,
so it's
but
like we don't really care about them. But oh my
That doesn't make it more or less scary.
god, dude! That I heard just a dong. I'm like, duh.
Just jump scare IRL.
Yeah,
That's my biggest fear.
Mhm.
Because I'm so scared of just the idea of springs. Springs scare me. As someone who handles like keyboard switches, and the smallest amount of force just makes them fly.
Yeah.
They scare me.
Did you
Do
ever
I have a
used to
phobia of
shoot-
springs? Maybe I do.
You ever used to shoot the pin from the spring?
No, that scares me.
Oh, I used to do that all the time.
Everything about the functionality of springs or some sort of like that physics idea of tension and
Oh, you
release
would hate
scares
working-
me.
you would hate
Rubber
working on
bands,
cars.
rubber band guns scare me.
You would hate having to do the springs on a car.
And-
like shocks.
Oh,
I
absolutely not.
I put new shocks onto my truck. It's probably 2 years ago now. But they have these little things for the those big metal springs.
Mhm.
You put them on just bottom spring top, and then you tighten them with a wrench, and then it compresses them. And you pull them off, whatever.
Mhm.
And then when you let go, you just loosen those bolts, and then whatever.
Sure.
Dude, doing that your first time is so sketchy because you just feel like it's about to just, and those are metal
Uh-huh.
springs too.
Yeah.
So like, but if they go,
Jackson,
they're
all
going.
springs are metal. But
Well,
also,
no.
no,
Well, something like a thinner metal that you probably didn't call metal. Some might
I'm
be plastic,
talking the
some might
thick
be-
metal,
Yeah,
like
it's-
oh
car
no,
springs.
I know,
Mhm.
but like that, you're handling a bomb,
Yeah.
basically.
Yes, essentially.
I've also seen guys compress them with the wheels, and then take zip ties, and then zip tie all the way around them, and then take them off. And that's how they do it because they don't have the proper tool. I legit have a picture of a spring fully like compressed up with zip ties, like redneck shit. And that is the scariest shit because as soon as that clips something, and maybe you have two of those zip ties, that's so much strength in there
Yes.
that'll just rip those things off, and then it's a literal bomb.
Yeah, I've seen videos of guys who did that.
Yeah.
And like they're like, so today I'm going to teach you how to change the springs in your suspension. And they like compressed the springs and everything like that, had it tight and compressed. And they were like, and now you're holding a bomb. And then they drop it on the ground and it just went poof. And it was just like the most terrifying thing.
Yeah, I don't get it. I can't.
And one of the things that's the hardest about like springs and rubber bands and stuff like that is the unpredictability when they release their tension.
Mhm.
I think that could be a part of the fear.
I think so. The watermelon.
Yeah. Putting the rubber bands on the
That
watermelon.
is the best example I can give of if I had a phobia, that would be my phobia.
Of
I-
putting rubber bands on a watermelon?
I think so. But well, I
We need
mean,
to do that.
I think those videos are fun, but I think rather the idea of that.
Yeah.
Like that concept is what
just the
scares me.
blowing up of it.
Oh,
So Jackson, are we going to Walmart later?
Yeah, let's go.
I gotta edit this right now. Yeah, I think that if I had to have a phobia, it would be that probably. But no, actually, I'm more scared of like hot stuff. But yeah, I take like cold to warm showers now.
Wait, what?
I take like cold to warm showers now.
I've taken cold showers for the last. Oh God.
You're a cold shower guy.
Yeah, I've been taking them since I was in high school.
Is it to compensate for the hot food?
No, it's a thing of I feel weird. I don't feel weird, but like
You like hot tubs?
I originally I started doing them for working out and stuff like that.
Yes.
And when I was playing sports.
Right.
I started these in 8th grade is when I started them. So I'm like I've just gotten used to them. Now whenever I take hot showers, it's usually only when I've been out in the cold all day and I need to actually warm up.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I just kept doing them.
No, it's fun. I think I like to think that half of the population is divided between hot and cold showers.
Anymore, it's for like skincare and acne reasons.
Yeah. There's benefits for one or the other.
Yeah.
I think about it like, how much warmer than body temperature does it really need to be when you're done with the day? You know, it's like spring, and it's just like, oh yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's not cold outside. It's not too hot outside. You know, it's just very neutral, like how it is right now today.
For bathing, I mean, although I enjoy a hot tub, right?
Yeah.
You know, you love a nice
I love
hot
hot
tub.
tubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for showering, I can't do completely cold. There was a time when I also did I did sports as well. I also did.
I used to do them like just full on, just turn all the way cold and do it that way. Now I found that like breaking point of where it feels cold when it first hits the skin, and then as it goes down, it like warms up. I find that middle is where I go now. But I used to just go full cold.
I'm essentially just body temperature. That's kind of where I'm maybe
like,
a little less in body temperature, but around there.
Yeah, I have a friend that she takes the hottest.
You said she.
Yeah.
Women take hot showers.
Yes.
They take the most boiling hot for what reason?
I don't freaking know.
Them just like whip. I didn't. You see this?
Yeah.
That's
what
not
they do.
that's what they do. That's not me. This is what they do.
that's the temperature knob.
That's the knob, and they go, and then they take a hammer and they go tung tung tung,
and then they go, hey, it's warm.
hey, go.
Hey, my skin's boiling.
Yeah, I'm going to sit in here for 30 minutes while I sit here and boil like a fucking crab.
Yeah.
What? It's crazy. I don't know. So open their pores, I guess. Sure, I guess, you know, I get it. I understand. But damn.
If you're doing it for that, then you need to go cold at the end of your shower. And that way you can close the pores, and you have to get all your acne out first before you close the pores. That's what you're supposed to do when washing your face. Is you're supposed to at night get that warm towel and get it off, and then do what you do to get like all your blackheads out and whatever, and keep it warm. And then before you go to bed, you're supposed to make your either do like those little face like masks and all that stuff, or just cold water on your towel, and then that closes up all your skin pores, and that's how you're supposed to technically close all that up.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So I've never understood.
Yeah. I mean, okay, there was a time I used to also, not all the way, but like really close.
Steams up the mirrors in the bathroom.
Oh, like in like 2 seconds. Yeah. You know, that used to be me. I think same in high school when I started doing track, I did colder showers. Because, you know, my ligaments hurt, you know.
I did it for wrestling.
I don't know how necessary it was, because I wasn't the biggest fan. I never did ice baths. I probably should have, but I never did.
I hate ice baths.
I've done
them twice and I hate them.
Yeah, I think that's a...
So what you're saying is we need to do an ice bath.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
We've also dove into snow in just basketball shorts.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do snow angels in swim trunks. That's kind of what. Okay, so I am weirdly acclimated to the cold. Like,
you're also a really like hot person.
Thanks. But you know, like I've always enjoyed cold over warm, and anyone who has ever been in my room, both of you guys included, know that my room is a fucking icebox, and I love it. And
well, you've been in this room, and you know how I am.
Makes me jealous during the summers.
Yeah,
my room's a solid like 82 degrees during the summers because the AC doesn't really work in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually I don't really have the AC on in this room, so I'm with you. Don't worry.
So I started the tradition of when we first start getting a decent amount of snow, I'll go out and make a snow angel in swim trunks. And I started this probably like 6 or 7 years ago. And I just recently brought Jackson along with me. We've done it like twice together, right?
Yeah, we've done it twice. I also used to like wrestle my brother in snow. Yeah. In shorts and t-shirt. Just for fun.
I could do that in high school. I couldn't do it now. I've shifted my body temperature, if you will. Like
Yeah.
no, not body temperature, my blood, I guess, if you will. I don't know, like how my cold resistance. I'm no longer a Northwesterner. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I love the cold.
I can't. I mean, I enjoy the cold, but not that cold. I don't know. I used to be able to do. In high school, I would just when it's snowing, I would just roll up in basketball shorts and a bro tank, and I'd be like, yeah, this is it.
It's interesting because we were just talking about like getting acclimated to different things and everything like that. It's like if you spend a lot of time in the cold, and like I basically live in the cold. Like my room is 65 degrees every single day of the year, and I'm chilling out in shorts and a t-shirt, and it just doesn't really bother me.
I guess I just got used to it because in this room, like the AC is on. You may be able to. I mean, the denoise in Adobe, the auto denoise is pretty good, but you can hear the. It's not. It doesn't get it completely. It's whatever. It's not that bad. But I only got this AC like a year ago. This room gets this hot, like not this hot, but before the AC, like all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, the first couple episodes of Uned were fucking unbearable.
The first time I was in here, it was fucking.
Did I have the AC then or no?
We didn't have it on.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't have it on. That's right.
Because it was winter.
It was winter, and I think we were like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And you're wearing a damn coat. I think you're wearing a windbreaker.
That was the second time.
That was the second one. Never
Yeah.
mind. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I just got used to it because I moved from my room, my bedroom, which is also incredibly fucking hot, to this room when I began editing and stuff. Because my grandparents used to be in this room, and they moved out to a house. They're now back and they live down there. But I just occupied this room and I made this my little office space. Occupado. I had my desk. It was slammed against that wall right there, and I sat here and edited long days. Sat in this room for sometimes longer than I ever left the room, and that's including nights because I would sleep on the couch that was here before. Not that one, but I could do it now.
Yeah. Casting couch,
but it was clean. Don't worry. And I would that was just it. So I guess I just got used to it because I didn't get the AC, like I said, until last year, and I moved into this room like 4 years ago ish. I would say maybe even earlier. So I guess that alone made me more accustomed to the heat. That being said, I admit it gets really hot in this room. Like I'm not a psychopath. It gets too hot.
My thing is I like this time of year right now where you wake up and it is 58, 60 degrees in the morning and we got all the fog. I love this type of year because I can go to work in full like pants. I got a flannel vest and a beanie on. And that is like, I love this time of year because I love wearing flannels.
Yeah.
So like I like dressing warm, but what sucks is that I'm kind of already like a warm person. Yeah. So I just like dressing up really warm, which sucks whenever you go into atmospheres. Sorry.
Bless you.
Atmospheres like this, or like during the summer, and like my room is just hot. Yeah, it sucks. But
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a hoodie type of guy as well.
Yeah,
and I wear sweatpants. So I'm with you. So yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to stop. Yeah. You want to roll the song again, Zach?
I will.
We don't actually end with the song. So why don't we end with the song now that we kind of got this vibe going?
Yeah.
Did you mute it? All right.
I did.
You did. That's okay. You want to? Shay. Oh, yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for coming on, Jackson, for the third time.
Yeah.
With a third set change.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't change again. I don't want it to change again, at least drastically. Maybe camera angles at most. Right?
Maybe next time I'm on, we can actually get a fourth.
Yes, that would be ideal. Yeah. But honestly, that'll probably be the big boy episode. So with Alec.
The school edition.
The school edition. We did a little teaser last episode. Because I started ranting about my time back at school, but trust us.
I got some stuff to tell at school.
Oh, we got a lot. Oh, yeah.
If the school finds out of what I did,
well, it's okay because you're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. You can talk as much shit.
We all passed the statute of limitations, so
I'm still going to school, so I got to be careful. Ha ha ha. Yeah, but thank you for coming on again. I appreciate it. You're always welcome on the couch now that we have the couch, but you always have a seat here. Feel free. You can be our third member. It doesn't even matter. If we're going to record, it's usually just like Wednesdays or maybe on a Sunday again. Just be like, hey, I'm pulling up. And I'll be like, oh shit, I guess you are.
All right.
Feel free. Well, let me know first. That'd be great. But yeah, feel free to come on anytime. But Thank you, everybody. Stuff in the description. You already know that. Jackson, where can where can they find you?
They can find me mostly on Insta. I got I got ColeBjack 24 is my like gaming thing. I haven't posted on there in a while.
That's good.
But my main's just ColeBjack 24.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you have ours as well. You guys already know that's in the description underneath the like button and underneath the subscribe button. Support us if you want to, yeah.
We have a video right here recommended below.
20 seconds.
So we have a video right here. It's one of the 2 episodes that Jackson has been a part of. And then we also have another one here where it was Christian Shaw. And that one was a super fun episode.
Yeah.
Our most recent one with him was super dope.
That's great.
So thank you guys so much for watching again. And we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Goodbye.